Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And we didn't know what to read this week because this is a three-thing book club.
A three-thing book club.
We've never done a three-thing book club. This is the Strike at Shayol, Ghul, Ravens, and a full book recap of Knife of Daggers. That is right. Welcome back to Book Club, everybody. It's been a minute.
Yeah, we were away at Star Wars Celebration.
We did a book club.
We did.
But y'all weren't there.
Yes, we did a book club. You can watch it if you like, if you're a Star Wars fan. And we talked about Sam Meg's Jedi Battle Scars at Star Wars Celebration last Friday. It was really, really awesome. I also love how universally it's Knife of Daggers now.
Only when I'm making jokes to you, yeah. Oh. What?
Just wanted to make fetch happen.
Well, I mean, we're not going to change the title of a book that was
not
published
with that
20 years ago.
Attitude.
Good morning, chat. How is everybody doing? Yeah, we did a book club at Star Wars Celebration. To those of you who came to that, thanks so much. To everyone who stopped us at Star Wars Celebration and be like, hey, what's up, friends? It's so nice to meet you in person. Thank you. That was very sweet. Yeah. And it made the whole celebration for us, honestly. Yeah,
it was really, really special. There will be a vlog going up for people who I don't know are interested, I guess.
Roger Live wants us to pause for a moment. They have to go to the toilet, so let's just. Cool. The people listening to the podcast in their car are like, did they actually just stop? Yeah, but last week was Star Wars Celebration, but next week
is JordanCon.
JordanCon.
Less than a week away. Let's go.
Are y'all ready? Who? Raise your hand in chat if you're going to JordanCon.
Yes. Hands in chat. Emotes. Pick your favorite emote. Throw it up in chat. If you're going to be at JordanCon, we're so excited to meet you guys. It's going to be so fun. We also have merch.
Merch. Look at this. I got the Flame and Claw shirt on, which is just a big Aes Sedai. I got the new Siswaya Mami visor. My hair is so long because this TV show that I was working on that it like is curling on top of the visor, which I think is kind of cute.
Honestly, I think it's a good look. I think it's cute.
And you've got the Matt shirt on.
The Matt shirt finally arrived.
A little crop.
Yep. Also got a cute little crop sweater.
Tight on them titties.
It's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't like getting like t-shirts usually because they're always so large and boxy on me. I'm like, it's not super flattering. So I got like the crop shirt and the crop hoodie. Very cute. Highly recommend. I'm going to post a pic of the crop hoodie in the Discord later because the colors actually look really great together.
Cool.
And I'll bring both to JordanCon depending on the weather in Atlanta, which is probably going to be hot. Yeah,
it's too hot in this room to wear anything too thick right now.
Yes.
We're going to have to figure that out. Mm-hmm. We might have to use that air conditioner.
It's way too loud.
No, not always stream, but to cool the room off before.
Oh.
A bit of housekeeping before we get on with it. If you are coming to JordanCon, we do not currently have anything planned.
That's not true.
What do we have planned?
On Friday, when we normally go live during book club, we're going to do an IRL stream from JordanCon for those people who can't be there. We're just going to hang out at the con, chatting with chat, talking Wheel of Time stuff, and like, you know, if you want to meet in person and you want to say hi to the rest of book club on the video, go for it. But we are going to go live. It'll be like our first IRL live stream.
Sure. I did not know about this.
We did talk about this at least twice.
Cool. I thought we talked about like checking to make sure that we can do that first.
Why couldn't we?
Internet.
Yeah, on our phones. Could be.
I hope that in the convention center we can do that.
Well, you know what? If the internet dies, that's not our fault.
We will see. Yeah, but a bit of other housekeeping. I lost my train of thought now.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
That's fine.
I derailed everything.
Yeah, you tend to do that.
Me what?
Someone brought up Parasite Lady. It's not on Amazon Prime yet. If you go to Full Moon Pictures website and you subscribe there, you can watch it. It will be on Amazon Prime later this month.
Yeah, they told me the 14th. Obviously, things change, so it's only available on their website for the moment. It will be on Tubi and Amazon Prime either end-ish of April or beginning of May sometime timeline. I don't actually have a date.
Follow us on socials and you will see her movie. And I'll tell you guys eventually what TV show I'm on. But I can't do that yet, I don't think.
I think you might have already, but it doesn't matter.
No, I haven't said what show it is.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about the Wheel of Time?
Let's do it.
That was only a 5-minute intro. We should probably do housekeeping for like 10 more minutes to be like our usual selves.
Fair enough.
Chad, how you doing today? How does a Sunday book club feel to people?
Yeah, I figured this would be the easiest time for people to be able to make it.
It's also the only time we had.
Well, we could have done it yesterday if I just hadn't done my stream, but I was like, no, Sunday. Sunday is like super chill.
Y'all, Mod Monkey wants you guys to go to that forum and vote because we're closing the poll on what the split for Great Hunt Gathering Storm is going to be at the end of the hour. So at noon, so that we can announce the split for the next book at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We're closing that poll at noon.
It's like church. We got our day of worship for the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Blige Monkey says great stream yesterday.
Oh, thank you. That was fun.
It was fun. You played some Civ. You won. You won a game of Civ.
Finally won my first game of Civ.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing, probably when we're done the books, or maybe sooner, but we do want to do the Civilization 6 mod for the Wheel of Time at some point. We're going to play, we're going to stream, do some video games. It's going to be a good time. Great Hunt reread confirmed. I am actually currently listening to the audiobook for The Great Hunt.
You are, yeah.
It's been a journey, actually. It's been really, really cool. I wanted to kind of brush up on the earlier stuff before JordanCon, because it feels so far away now, and like a little like murky in terms of when and how things happen. So I am actually re-listening to The Great Hunt. It's been fun.
You liking it?
Yeah, I love it.
Cool.
I have some thoughts. It's nothing that hasn't already been said. The slog is very real. You know, I do miss the first 6 books for sure.
Yeah.
But it also does give me a real appreciation for how good those earlier books are. Like I'm loving it. It's bringing that joy back for me, and so that's been a really good experience.
Well, since we're talking about things that aren't the main series that we're reading, let's get into Ravens and the Strike at Shayol Ghul. Clarus, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with Ravens or the Strike at Shayol Ghul?
Honestly, I don't have much to say about Ravens, so let's just...
How do you not have more to say about Ravens? We went to the Anal Meadow.
The Anal Meadow, that's true. That was my favorite part. About...
Look, Ravens is a giant nothing burger of a chapter.
Kind of.
Let's be honest.
It kind of feels a little fan fiction-y.
Well, but
unfortunately.
It's also weird in that...
Widow Anal's Meadow, yes.
Widow Anal's Meadow. It's weird in that it was... my understanding is that it was added to make the first book more YA.
Yeah, I don't get that.
And I don't think it does anything for the first book at all. Other than reiterate information that you do learn in the first book. Like Ravens work for the Dark One. And like there's the joke of Rand being like, I want to be king. And you're like, you will be.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha.
But yeah, it is...
Perrin's like, what's a dragon? Like...
It is sort of just a like...
It's very fine. It's fine. It to me, it honestly did not provide any interesting extra context, except, you know, like, Egwene has kind of always been who Egwene has been. You know, she wants to be the best. Like, no one ever was. Bum, 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 you know. Stephanie, welcome back to the Nerd Table for a 3rd month. Let's go! I started Gathering Storm already. Can't wait to see your reactions. Same. Also, check out the Wheel of Time Idol 2023 winner is so good.
We will as soon as we finish Memory of Light.
Well, yeah, the problem is like some of the things do have spoilers, and so we do have to be careful about which ones that we watch. Hopefully next year we will enter the Wheel of Time Idol.
Oh, we will. I've got plans. Plans on plans.
Plans on plans.
Yeah, I'm going to enter...
How many times are we entering?
Like 12 times. We're going to have a Wheel of Time Idol on this channel where chat picks which of our Wheel of Time Idol songs goes to Wheel of Time Idol. We're going to pre-idol.
We're going to have a pre-show.
We're going to have a pre-idol idol. Idol.
Great. I love that.
Yeah.
Storytime with Miss Anna says, at JordanCon, my custom-made Wheel of Time Monopoly game. Would love to have you join us for a round. Are we going to fight over Monopoly?
Sure, I'm down.
I'm so down.
Wait, Wheel of Time. Where did you read that?
Wheel of Time Monopoly.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll play Wheel of Time Monopoly with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're not going to be at any panels. We're going to be just kind of chilling in the lobby, meeting people. We'll go say hi to Dusty. It's going to be very casual for us, so just come find us. We'll try and be pretty public about where
we probably aren't
going
to be there all day every day, just because to avoid spoilers, like we're going to try and have a very selected JordanCon experience.
Yeah. I'm not super worried, but just in case.
But yeah, no, Ravens. I don't know. It just is kind of. It is a strange addition to Eye of the World, because I actually feel like the start of Eye of the World is so strong with the Luce there and Telamon chapter, with the Ileana chapter, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that, like, in comparison to that, Ravens doesn't set up the tone of Eye of the World in any way.
No, the Luce Theron one is a much, much better introduction.
And honestly, people at 9 aren't who they are at 18, right? So there's an element of it where it's like you're meeting these characters at a time where they're so unformed that it's not, I don't feel like you get insight about the characters. So Ravens to me was just kind of like, okay, yeah, this is cute, I guess, but
yeah,
Egwene is precocious. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, yeah, Egwene's cool. She's always had the hots for Rand.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister has a really tragic story. And that's about all that I got.
Yeah. Her sister's husband and baby dying of the breakbone fever that Egwene survived because Nynaeve magic. And I'm like, oh my God. That was the only part of it that I was like, oh, this is dark.
Yeah. It's holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine. Ravens is fine. It exists. It's cool. I don't know.
The Nerdy Nightly review of Ravens. It exists.
Yeah, I really don't have any strong feelings about it, and so I'm like it's funny. It's the longer of the two things that we read, but I think that we'll talk about that less than.
But it has less in it.
Yeah, especially because we read Strike at Shayol Ghul around the same time, which covers like similar things like thematically about the sealing of the bore and the breaking of the world, just from like different perspectives, right?
Similar to what?
Well, Tam has the perspective of what he's been told and kind of
it's a Tam story.
Yeah, Tam is like, hey, here's my story. And then Strike at Shayol Ghul is the actual interesting one, where we get like fragments of what happened and maybe not necessarily why, but things to start piecing together. And so I actually much preferred reading Strike than I did Ravens.
I do wonder if I would have had a different reaction to Ravens if I had read it before Eye of the World. Mm-hmm. And I think that maybe waiting until we kind of know all of the story of Tam's story, that the interesting part of Ravens to us is spoiled.
It's kind of over, yeah. I think people who read it way earlier than we did had a different experience of it. But at this point in our reading, it's kind of like, okay.
Because at this point, it is more, we already know how the world feels about the dragon, and we know how the world feels about the boar. I was more interested in how Strike was going to show us the reality of it.
Yeah.
And how Strike was going to dive into, and I was a little disappointed, honestly, by Strike at Shayol Ghul, in that I wanted to be there for it. And Strike at Shayol Ghul reads more like a Wikipedia entry.
Yeah.
And the Strike at Shayol Ghul happens in the third paragraph from the end. Mm-hmm. And the Strike at Shayol Ghul as a story is more about how that woman, Posey Parker, fucked them all over.
Kind of. Or maybe. Or the one thing that it does bring up is like maybe if the women had been there to help, that both sides would have been tainted as well, and we can never really know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, but like it does set up a world where they're like, we're gonna lose. Like, this is our last ditch effort.
Yeah.
And Luce Theron and his 100 companions pull it off.
Yeah.
Thankfully, because if they hadn't, everything would have gone to shit.
And we do learn some interesting stuff about the big Sarangrial, Angriel. I can never keep which one is which straight. I'm not gonna lie. But we read some interesting stuff about those, their creation, and how they were literally like made to try and like win as a last ditch effort because the shadow was just gaining traction.
Yeah, but I hate that plan. No. We're gonna let the devil out. We're just gonna put him in a cage and hope that our magic.
Let him out.
So the Sa'angreal plan, right, is that they're going to use the Ter'angreals to control the Sa'angreals to create like a dome around the boar, and that the boar keeps getting bigger. So the Dark One is probably going to get out, but they're just going to hold him with a shield. And I'm like, you're not holding the devil with a fucking. Once he's through that boar, you're fucked.
Oh, I didn't realize that they had a specific plan of like how to use them. I just figured like they would be so powerful that like that they would keep the Dark One
in Strike
imprisoned.
In Strike of Shayol Ghul, they say that they're going to surround it, and the boar is going to keep getting bigger, and the Dark One's going to escape. That's their whole plan is like, hopefully we can hold them. It's the devil.
Yeah.
It's not they're trying to capture a Forsaken who has human powers. It's the devil.
It is. That is correct. Arzu, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that so much. Thank you. Enjoy those emotes, y'all, and enjoy the cute little nargs.
But also, like, Posey Parker's plan fails, right? Posey Parker cannot get the Terangrials out of where they made them because Samael, Demandra, and Belial have been winning. They've been crushing it lately.
Yeah, I mean, they might have worked if they'd been able to hold on to them, but unfortunately, yeah, they're attacked and they lose them. So.
Yeah, and so it literally comes down to, like, the men are like, oh, great, you tried. Will you come help us now that you don't have a plan anymore?
Yeah.
And the women are still like, no.
No. I'm like, okay, sure.
Because, like, if the men had failed, right? And the women had been overrun after the men had already failed, then those women in their final moments of, like, painful, torturous death, they're the only thing they could comfort themselves with is, well, at least we didn't try.
At least we didn't try that method. Yeah, it's interesting, especially with the like perspective of the what the show did, where they kind of have a little bit of like a disagreement.
I'm sorry, but like, look, there's I will defend a lot about the show.
Yeah.
As you guys know, I do actually quite enjoy it, but the fucking beginning of episode 7 now, or is that episode 8? No, episode 7 is Blood Snow.
I think so, yeah.
Episode 8 is the prologue is the fucking baby in the bassinet conversation with Luce Theron where everything's fine, and it portrays Luce as if he's like just doing this thing to do it on a whim on a Saturday. And meanwhile, Strike of Shayol Ghul is like, the world is fucking coming to an end. The darkness has invaded every corner of the globe and everybody's dying. Cities have been bale-fired and everything fucking sucks. And Luce Theron is taking his 100 companions for this final, one last attempt. The only chance they have to beat the devil back into the hellhole. And the TV show is like, this woman is like, Luce Theron, what are you silly goose? Why are you doing this today?
Like,
look outside, we live in utopia. And it's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it's a little weird now to think about. I think that was definitely a weak choice on the show's
well, and
part.
It's super disappointing to me. Look, I don't like the finale. There's
we've talked about
almost nothing about the episode 8 that I like, and except Lan. Mandragora.
Lan will always
what
be
a
perfect.
Man. I don't like it because it's this weird. No one is being told the story. Mm-hmm. This information isn't relevant to our characters in that episode. It is just a flashback at the beginning of the episode to have a flashback at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
It doesn't like tie in, and so by taking the desperation out of it, you take the point out.
Yeah.
And you tell this story about how, well, one day Luce fucked around and found out, and that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But now, canonically for the show, that is what happened. Like, so they're, in order to portray Luce in any other way moving forward, and he's a character in the show. Mm-hmm. He's relevant to Rand for the rest of, as far as we know, the rest of the show, right? Yeah. He's always there. In order to change the audience's perception about this character, they're going to have to do another flashback to give context to the flashback that should have just had context to begin with.
Yeah. The world should have been on fucking fire.
Yes.
Like...
Yes. It should have been... And the exchange between the two characters should have been a screaming match. It should have been two people in seats of power. You're fucking absolutely tearing into each other.
Yeah, because the world is at stake.
She should be giving him hell for making this choice that is absolutely deranged, that she views as damaging all of humanity. And he should be just laying into her for being a coward. Because it is the direst final moments of these two characters. Mm-hmm. everything is on the line.
Yeah.
And instead, the scene portrays it as this, like, do you want some tea?
Yeah.
Sugar, milk, what do you want?
I can order room service.
Like it's the most casual fucking end of the world discussion ever. And it's disappointing to me because Strike a Chayol Ghul makes it desperate. All of the women have decided to join Posey Parker. Like, even ones who aren't even powerful enough to do it. Like, the Strike a Chayol Ghul makes it into this, like, epic story of these two sides that cannot come together. And because of that, the men are harmed forever. Yeah. Even though the men do win, right?
They do achieve... They do accomplish something. And I know that Robert Jordan has said that, yes, if the women had been there, then that side of the power would have also been tainted. But, like, there's no way that the characters in the story would have known that.
Agreed, yeah.
And so, just because that's what have happened, that is what would have happened, I don't want to put that on the characters for the decisions that they made. And so, I would love to know more about what this Aes Sedai thought would happen in this situation. Like, she's like, no, we're not going to do anything because my plan failed. Just feels more like pig-headedness than it does logic. And maybe that is what it's meant to feel like. And obviously we don't have the entire history of what happened. The excerpt is very detailed in that, like, we only have fragments. But I do find the whole conversation very, very interesting. So
yeah, I like Strike a Chayol Ghul. It wasn't what I wanted it to be. I think it is well written, and I like what it is in hindsight.
Yeah.
What I was hoping was that it was going to be Luce there and Telamon Strike a Chayol Ghul from the perspective of the people who did it, as opposed to being more of a, like, historical document about the Strike a Chayol Ghul.
Yeah.
But for what it is good. It's interesting. I wish that it was within the narrative at some point. It would have been interesting to get like Rand reading this document, so that we could have seen it. Just so that we could have seen how our characters within the books react to the information, because there is some very interesting information in it that I think would have.
Like maybe Adelas and Vandine or whatever, when they're like accumulating the history of the world information in their tiny little cabin. Maybe Moiraine gets to read this.
Yeah, I just think it would have been cool to see the characters from Wheel of Time react to the information within this.
Yeah. No, I agree to that. Kenny, welcome back to the nerd table.
If I remember right, one of the women had a foretelling that convinced the other women not to participate. That's not in Strike a Chayol Ghul. So I don't know where that's from.
Strike. But... So with the information that we have, we don't like. That's not any information that we're given yet. They just. It doesn't really actually give much of her reasoning as to why. Yeah. She just thinks it's like too dangerous.
Yes, I did like it. I did actually. I enjoyed the talk of the translating it within Strike. I thought that was interesting. Yeah. Because it does imply that there was a different language in the Age of Legends, which opens so many fucking questions.
Don't worry.
We've talked about languages in Wheel of Time and how that it just doesn't make any sense.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It was a cool little excerpt. I enjoyed it. Yeah. But this is. I have the world. This is.
I want more Age of Legends stuff. Honestly, I don't know if we get it, but I would love some perspective Age of Legends stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we get it, but
because it's just such a cool time period, right? And what does a world with magic, but also technology? What does that look like?
Yeah.
And because of the nature of the magic in Wheel of Time, I think that there's an interesting story to tell there. Unfortunately, we know the end of it, so like there's not a lot of surprise. Like we know the devil does kind of win and then get sealed for 3,000 years, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, should we start answering questions?
We got some questions from y'all, so we're gonna talk about the Knife of Daggers.
Knife of Daggers time.
It is time.
Loki asks, if you were to finish writing the rest of Wheel of Time from this point, what characters and plot lines do you think would be easy to write and which might you struggle with?
Ooh, interesting. I
would have a really easy time writing Tuon. Oh no, her ship sank to the bottom of the ocean and she was consumed by a kraken. The opening sentence of The Gathering Storm.
Ah, shucks.
Chuan looked over the balcony of her ship at The Gathering Storm. A kraken mouth opened beneath her and she was dead. Switch perspectives.
She saw her whole life flash before her eyes and realized maybe she was a shitty person. That's... Should have known you were fucking gonna go there. I think I would have... That's really interesting. I think I would struggle writing any of the women's perspectives because Robert Jordan does not see women how I see women. Writing the women as being combative and bitchy and like that kind of vibe it's not something that I get, that I understand. And so I think writing any of the Aes Sedai would be a huge struggle for me, because I just don't get it. To me, that doesn't feel like real people. It feels like caricatures of, I think I would really struggle with writing the Aes Sedai. I think honestly that I would have the easiest time writing Perrin's stuff.
Yeah, Perrin and Fio would be easy.
I understand Perrin, and I think that would be the one that would come to me most naturally, personally.
I think that if I were to take over from here, I would... I see. I don't know that it would work. I don't know that I could, right? Like, because what I would want to write about from here on out would be so different from what this series is interested in being about.
Yeah, but you're not changing the story. You just, which perspectives, like,
well, but I don't know where the story goes from here. And there's no plots, like, the only plot to finish right now is Egwene's. All the other plots kind of come to an end at the end of the last book, right?
Yeah, and they start new goals.
And so, for me, like, I would probably write a lot of Tom Merrilin. And I would use the Gleeman element of it to tell the story of the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Just to give it some distance, and to allow... That would just be my preferred way of doing that. So sure. I would probably have a lot of Tom Merrilin. I would... Maybe
Loyal.
I would love to write more... I would love to write a future for Morghese that really, like, pays off the journey she's been on in a way that gives her agency and it just justifies how much shit she's been through.
Yeah.
So I think that Morghese would be a really fun one. Rand would be interesting just to play around with the loose theron in his head and what that actually means for him.
Yeah, totally.
But also, like, in my version of it, characters would talk to one another.
Yeah, that would be the most difficult part about writing this story, because I would have people communicate about things and people don't.
Well, I would just have people teleporting around to make plans.
Yeah.
Like, and then that would be the thing, right? Like, that would literally be like, Rand can teleport. He goes to Elaine once a week, and they have lunch to make sure they're on the same page about shit.
Yeah.
He goes to Aviendha, like, at the very minimum, I would have them have, like, a schedule where they get together and plan out how they're gonna fight the fucking devil, as opposed to being like, we're not talking about it. You go do your thing, I'm gonna go do my thing, and I'm gonna hope that what you do fucking works with what I do.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, Rand should leave a trusted channeler with each of the, like, world leaders, right? Yeah. You know, like Elaine and Egwene. Obviously, Eleda, not so much, but, the kings of, I guess he's the king of Ilion, but, like, whoever is in charge of whatever nation, faction, whatever it may be, so that, yeah, they can all come together and, like, be on the same page
or
about
just
the devil.
Have one night a week where Elaine, Egwene, Aviendha, Nynaeve, and Rand meet in fucking Tel'aran'rhiod, a place they can all go to, and they can all just have a conversation once a week to be like, all right, we're about to fight the devil. What are you guys up to?
They find the WhatsApp Terangriel.
James Gunn, thank you for that super chat.
Oh my gosh, I love
your movies.
Love your movies, and I really like
really excited for your
Peacemaker,
DCEU.
you know.
I'm really excited for your DCEU. Can't wait to see your Spider-Man movie. Superman movie.
Thank you for that.
Spider-Man. I can't wait to see your Superman movie.
Thank you for that super chat.
World Leader Game Night. Exactly.
Yeah. think it's kind of necessary.
I would definitely write the sea folk to be like, we have to go find out what happened to the Amayar and never come back. They sail off to go check on the Amayar and we never hear about a windfinder or sail mistress ever again.
They flank the Dark One from the back and then,
No, I would start the Gathering Storm with an epic sea battle between the Sanchin and the sail mistresses, and they wipe each other out.
And everyone...
And so Tuon and all of the Sanchin and all of the wave mistresses, they fucking kill each other, and we move on from that shit to fight the devil.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have like the sea folk go out taking out the Sanchin, so it's like a huge victory, and so they get this like big brouhaha moment, and we never have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Icicle 3030 asks prediction time. Which, if any, of the Emmonsfield 5 will fight for the shadow in the last battle?
Okay. I think if it was going to be
I'm doing it this way.
any of them,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's.
You struggling with this one?
So my gut instinct was Perrin.
What?
Because Perrin's like, yeah, I'll just put a bunch of women into slavery to get my wife back.
Yeah.
Fael gets taken by the Dark One, then he has to call the wolves for the dark. Which the wolves probably like wouldn't, but I just that was my like first gut reaction, which I don't think. I don't think I'm gonna lock in as my final answer, but I just wanted to be honest with y'all.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, no, I see where that comes from. I think it's Egwene.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, yeah. I think Egwene is in the most in the position to be most easily manipulated into being on the Dark One side because she is so disconnected from all of the other like good characters, and she has surrounded herself within an institution that is just that we know is fundamentally corrupted by the Dark One. And so if anyone would fall to the darkness, I could see it being Egwene, with the idea that the Aes Sedai are right, and her believing so much in the system of the Aes Sedai, not realizing that system has been so deeply corrupted already that there is...
Yeah, like, maybe, like, the Dark One invented the fucking Oath Rod to take away half their life, and, like, it was a Black Aja who came up with the 3 oaths.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, right? Like, I think that because we know that the council, the Dark Council, or whatever they call themselves, the Council of the Black exists within the structure of the Aes Sedai, I think that in taking over the White Tower and becoming the... Amerlin seat of the entire structure, I could see her being manipulated into working against Rand in a way that helps the Shadow. Yeah. I don't think that... Like,
I don't think any of them will.
I don't picture Egwene becoming a... what's the fucking term for them?
Huh?
The term for the not
Dreadlord?
Forsaken. Yeah, I don't think Egwene would, like, kneel and become a Dreadlord, but I could see her being manipulated into helping the
Shadow by accident.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I don't think any of them will, like, fight for the Shadow, but, like, it's fun to be like, if any of them, you know, which would it be?
Monkey is correct. We are going to JordanCon. We are not currently going to Jordan, the country, but I would love to see Jordan one day. I've heard it's an absolutely beautiful country.
My friend Mitch went there to teach for a while.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think she's going to, like, join the dark, but I also could see Egwene going the direction of... Especially, she has this prediction about the Sanchin attacking the White Tower, and Rand is trying to work a truce with the Sanchin. If she hears about that truce in the wrong way and thinks that Rand and the Sanchin work together to take down the White Tower, I could see that turning her towards the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. Avoid Peril says, other books in the series have had a clear link between the title and the content of the book. What do you think A Knife of Dreams actually is? There's that thing at the beginning of the book about is like a knife of dreams. I don't know. It could be anything. It's fantasy. That's why we call it Knife of Daggers, because it makes more sense.
Well, that also doesn't make sense. Yeah, Knife of Dreams, I don't know. I've always found this one a little bit strange, and I don't have, like, context for it. And like the
Knife
only
of Dreams.
knife that's in it that's of any real importance is the knife that Avienda is like, the dark one can't see you if you have this. But I don't know why that would be a knife of dreams.
It's also not relevant to this book. The Knife of Dreams to me makes more sense books ago when Isam and Luke come out of Teleron Riyadh to attack with their knives and then go back into Teleron Riyadh. Like, if you were to call him the Knife of Dreams assassin, I would be like, that makes sense.
That would be cool, actually.
Yeah.
The Knife of Dreams assassin.
Yeah.
Do you remember Isam and what's his face?
Isam and Luke?
Luke, yeah, man, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Do you remember Asmodean?
God, F's in chat for Asmodean.
Josh Timko as Nerdy used to work at a restaurant, so I thought it would be fun to ask, what drink do each of the characters in the Wheel of Time order? I'll go first. Catswain gets a Pinot Grigio on ice for sure. Fuck no. No. Catswain orders a Chardonnay. Chilled to the bone, no ice. If it's not cold enough when it arrives at the table, she sends it back, and you have to chill the glass and re-pour it so that she has a perfectly chilled Chardonnay. She is far too classy to drink a Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was gonna say she probably drinks fucking champagne or some shit.
No, let's be honest. Cat Swain drinks a gin martini straight up, in and out with the vermouth. You know what I mean? 3 blue cheese olives. If you don't have blue cheese, she will leave.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Here's the thing. I actually don't know like a ton of drinks. I was never like a bartender, but if I were to guess, I think that I think Eleda orders an espresso martini.
Oh yeah, because she wants people to have to work for it.
Yeah. You gotta work for that fucking drink, and you're gonna hate it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Swan drinks picklebacks because she wants the like brine of the ocean.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
It's where you follow a shot with a shot of pickle juice.
Matt has Jaeger bombs all day, every day.
Does
Jaeger bombs for Matt from Coffin every day of the week.
Perrin drinks like a really rough, like
Guinness
red IPA.
Oh, okay.
You know, like a dark. Yeah.
Yeah. Elaine drinks the most like dainty bougie. Elaine, I think, has my taste for liquor.
Elaine does not drink alcohol.
She is like a cranberry soda.
No, Elaine drinks a virgin strawberry daiquiri.
Yeah.
Because she's pregnant.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Nynaeve is definitely like a Merlot, like a heavy red wine drinker.
Avienda just drinks straight gin.
Moonshine.
Yeah.
Avienda likes the apple pie moonshine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's gone soft in the wetlands. She used to drink just straight moonshine, but now it's apple pie moonshine.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, who are we missing? Rand drinks
fucking Goldschlager.
No. Rand is very Rand drinks a cocktail, but it's a manly cocktail.
Manhattan.
No, Rand drinks a Negroni. And Elaine, Avienda, and Min drink a Negroni Spagliatos.
With Prosecco in it.
With Prosecco in it, yes. That is what Spagliato means.
Oh my god. Incredible.
Who are we missing?
What does Luce Theron drink?
Luce Theron drinks Manhattans. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But perfect Manhattans. Not like your regular Manhattan.
No, it's got to be perfect.
Do you know what a perfect Manhattan is?
Not a clue.
It's my favorite drink.
I know. I
Perfect Manhattan is where you do half dry and half sweet vermouth.
Sure. I've never had vermouth, so.
But I love that I gave Luce Theron my drink, but I think that it is the right drink for him. I think that he, like myself, drinks a rye Manhattan.
Land drinks water. Land Mandragoran drinks fucking water.
No, Lan drinks anything.
No, he's always ready to fight the blight.
Lan is like Legolas, where he goes into the bar and he drinks everyone under the table and does not feel it.
Yeah,
He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. It's like, I think I feel something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like tingling in my fingers.
I think we did everyone, right? That's all the main characters.
Moiraine we did not do if we wanted to.
Moiraine doesn't drink because she's dead.
Wow.
No, I think Moiraine is like a mimosa girly.
Mimosa girly.
Yeah, Moiraine feels like a morning drinker.
I was gonna say
she needs
like
it to
sangria?
deal with Rand throughout the day. Moiraine drinks white pear sangria.
That sounds...
From Ariba Ariba on 52nd Street.
Specifically this drink from this place.
All right, next question. We did that one.
That was fun.
Sharon Scout says, to add to the above, what's the name of your inn and where in Randland can we find it? Is it Ogier friendly? Well, I'm 6'4", so
yes.
Yes. I don't like hitting my head on things. Oh, Loyal. We didn't talk about Loyal, speaking of Ogier.
Oh.
Ooh, what does Loyal drink? Loyal's big, so you think that he's going to drink something hard, but Loyal is also prissy. And so I feel like Loyal drinks very dainty cocktails.
I was going to say he drinks
hands.
Fucking gin smashes.
Loyal, no,
or
you know what it is?
lemonade.
Loyal doesn't have time to make drinks because he doesn't want to take time away from reading. So he drinks pre-made cocktails because he doesn't waste time making them.
Pre-made from the can. Is, some fucking palm. Oh my god, whatever.
That's so funny. Loyal drinks whatever's fastest so he can get back to his book.
Yeah. White Claw. He drinks White Claw.
Ooh. I feel like Tam Thor likes Mezcal.
Mezcal? Sure. Yeah. I don't know what that is, but...
Berlane's a tequila girl.
Berlane is tequila? Yes.
Berlane doesn't even... It's not even cocktails. It's tequila shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
100%, yeah.
What is the name of our inn? It's got to be something dirty, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's the Peg and Egg.
The Peg and Egg. Yes. Sorry, you're right.
Somewhere deep in Andor, you can find the Peg and Egg.
The Peg and Egg Inn. Where you can...
Where would it be? I feel like because we're such like horny delinquents, we would be in Maine.
Maine, probably, yeah.
Or we either there or in Eridomen.
Yeah.
Somewhere where they don't wear a lot of clothing. No, you like the weather. We'd be in Maine. On the water.
Yeah. We would be in Maine and it would be called the Peg and Egg.
The Peg and Egg?
Yeah. 100%. Definitely Ogier friendly.
I like, or like maybe something like the Dragon's Rear End or...
The Karakarn.
The Karakarn. Oh my god.
Yeah, the Peg and Egg is a callback to a Twitch stream from a while ago.
Definitely Ogier friendly though. And I'm sleeping in the Ogier bed. Because Ogier beds are just California kings, right?
This California king.
Iljwam, bringing the mood down with, do you think Tuan is redeemable? And if so, how? No. Not at this point.
It's tough, right? Because, like, I don't think that the books have enough time to focus on her. But, like, Tuan would have to not be okay with slavery, would have to work to undo everything that her ancestors have done.
Which she can't do because her culture doesn't exist
anymore. Her culture
anymore.
is dead. So I genuinely, like, I don't know.
Yeah, the problem for, like, redeeming Tuan is that she as a character would have to come to terms with the fact that her culture is harmful to the Dakaval and the Domain. She would have to go home and work to undo that. It's not enough to just say, like, I don't agree with that anymore. Being anti-racist and anti-harm means doing the work of undoing harm that you have done.
Yeah.
And so in order to fulfill her redemption, she would have to go do that. But the culture that she can find redemption through curing of its ills doesn't exist anymore. Yeah,
so the series actually makes it really tough for me to find a way that would be redeemable for her. And then that's kind of unfortunate, to be honest.
Narafin says Galad goes to a bar to drink coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds exactly correct.
Although I've also, I've done it. A little Irish coffee, a little Baileys and coffee.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's different than just coffee, though.
Yeah, well, you've had a few drinks, and you're taking a lady or a gentleman home with you to bone down, and you're a little worried about whiskey dick. You want to make sure that you can get it up.
Of course.
Baileys and coffee, you keep drinking, but that caffeine, I feel like, maybe this is just me, but I feel like it gets the blood flowing.
I wouldn't know.
It's a little late night caffeine, but you're planning on staying up late anyway, so like...
Oh, yeah, no, you're already gonna, like, be having a long night.
That's my secret.
Your secret?
Yeah.
Baileys and coffee?
Before I leave the bar, the last call, have a Baileys and coffee, go home, you'll be turgid. I
don't think I like that.
You don't like that word for when you're... All right. Embry says no espresso martinis. Espresso martinis are too much sugar. If you want a headache,
that's why
if you want to wake up with a terrible hangover, do an espresso martini.
That's why Aleda drinks espresso martinis.
Also, if you order an espresso martini, your bartender hates you. If you order 5 espresso martinis, your bartender spits on them.
Wow.
Verloke says, what are your top 5 lingering questions, plotlines to be resolved in the last 3 books? What is Tarmangaden?
Yeah.
What is Tarmangaden? What is Tarmangaden? What is Tarmangaden and what is Tarmangaden?
Yeah, inquiring minds would like to know. What is Tarmangaden? How the fuck is Rand supposed to survive Lews Therin inside of his head? Or doesn't survive? Like, the whole him being actually there makes things really... I don't know. Dangerous?
Oh, I've got one.
Oh.
Who actually has the biggest tits?
The biggest tits in the Wheel of Time. Who killed Asmodean?
Mm-hmm.
And... Let me think.
Seriously, though? Like, one
of... The horrific death that Aleda gets.
Some of mine are like, some real ones is, what is the thing that Cadsuane teaches Rand that...
Why does Cadsuane need to be there?
Like, what is the point of this? Like, y'all know how I feel about Cadsuane. What justifies her behavior?
Yeah.
How does Luke and Assam figure into the finale? How do the Eilfin and Aelfin figure into what's happening?
Luke and Assam, I'm like, I don't know. Are the Eilfin gonna fight in Tarmangaden as well? Or are they just literally interdimensional beings, like, fucking... I don't even know.
What is the glory that Logain accomplishes? That one I'm interested in. I like Logain a lot right now.
Yeah, like, I feel like I have an idea of where that's headed, at least.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, what else?
I think we've covered more than 5.
Bedbond Balefire. This is from M-. Savannah, Suroth, and Semiraj.
Oh my god. Okay, Semiraj.
Wait, who's Suroth?
Suroth, the High Lady Suroth. The Dark Friend, Sancho.
Oh, right. I was thinking Sulin, and I was like, why did you... Yeah, no. Sorry, there's too many S names.
So
Suroth.
Semiraj, you definitely...
Marry.
Oh. I was going to say, you definitely fuck Semiraj, because she can at least give you a good night. She's really good with the whole pleasure thing.
Well,
like,
yeah.
So I would fuck Semiraj. I would marry Savannah and then move across the planet.
What? You would marry Savannah?
Yeah, and then never fucking see her again.
That's not how this works. No. This is the person sleep next to at night.
I would marry Savannah because she's a fucking dumbass. And so, I would always feel like I was, 3 steps ahead of her, so I didn't have to actually worry about her, straight up murdering me. And then Suroth is a slaver and a dark friend. I would just kill her, I guess.
I would marry Semiraj.
Although Savannah is technically...
Join the evil side and take over the world.
Oh,
I would go full evil.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. I think I would fuck Suroth and kill some... I don't fucking know. These are all awful people.
Savannah's got big titties, though.
Suroth has big titties. They all have... They are women in the Wheel of Time. They have big titties.
Sorry, you're right. My bad.
You can't go by titty size. I don't know. This is a real tough one. I think that I would...
hate them all.
I don't know.
Suroth asks you to keep your eyes down the whole time.
I feel like Suroth, with Semiraj, whether I try and kill her, fuck her, or marry her, I die no matter what.
Yeah.
I feel like I die in all 3 of those scenarios, so I'm going to deal with Semiraj first so that I'm just dead and I don't have to make a choice.
Fair enough. Yeah. Can you remember any of the prophecies that have not yet been fulfilled, and which of those you're most interested to see in the last books, apart from just Tarmangaden in general?
I don't remember the prophecies that have not been fulfilled. There's so many fucking prophecies. Rand has to shed blood at Shayol Ghul.
Yeah, he has to kill himself to win.
Perrin and Matt have to be there, or else Rand loses. Elaine's babies are going to be fine until they're born. I feel like we're... the Sanshin are going to attack the White Tower, so that's one
that's one.
I can't remember all the prophecies. Is there a list of prophecies somewhere?
There probably is.
Let's move on to Ildram's question. What made you so sure Semiraj was hiding in the White Tower? The fact that her and Masana are interchangeable to me at this point, and so I knew it was either one or both of them.
Well, and they do seem to be working together.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And Samaraj was torturing an Aes Sedai and her warder.
But she was torturing an Aes Sedai that they captured who didn't make it back. Prince Caspian, right?
No,
her name's Cabrielle.
Oh, Cabriana was the one that Halima said that she knew.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ian Johnson, thank you for the super chat.
Ian, thank you so much. Welcome on in.
Made a live stream, and first subject is titties.
Always.
We love titties.
Her like not making it back to the tower. It does seem very connected to the White Tower, which is why I feel like she's there somewhere.
I think that I feel like we thought that because she was torturing an Aes Sedai in a tower, that she was in the White Tower, and she wasn't. So I think that was partially just an assumption on our part.
Yeah.
And that's what led us there. And maybe she is in the White Tower. Like, we don't know that she isn't, right? We just know that Masana definitely is. Krisu says, which nations or organizations took the most damage from being ruled or directly influenced by Forsaken, in your opinion? Andor. It's pretty up there.
The White Tower.
Okay, yeah.
I think the White Tower, because they are the ones with influence over other people, and so they've done the most hurt and damage by the negative, like, evil influences that the Black Aja have instilled.
It's hard because both Andor and the White Tower have both gone to war with themselves because of the influence. You know who was the least damaged? Ilian. Samael didn't do too bad.
Yeah, there was some fighting at the walls, but that's about it.
Yeah, a little bit, but it wasn't bad.
No big deal. Rand just kind of came in and was like, pew pew.
Rand took that one over pretty quick, and it seemed, and Rand had been sending food into Ilian, and like, I guess it only was okay because Rand had kind of saved it with the food, but Samael didn't stop the food from coming in, so Rand kind of didn't, Samael really didn't fuck up Ilian that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the White Tower.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Andor.
For sure.
Yeah.
Katharag asks, what are the most important Chekhov's guns Jordan left for Sanderson?
That's a really interesting question. What bombs haven't gone off yet?
Well, there's still some seals intact, and the seals are all gonna have to get broken, right? I would say the seals are one of them. That's kind of like a Chekhov's gun.
Yeah. I think Halima and the information she has about the Aes Sedai is one. Obviously the Sanshin attacking the White Tower is one that needs to be addressed. That's tough. There aren't a lot of Chekhov's guns in this anymore. There were, but they kind of were. A lot of them were used at the end of Knife of Dreams.
Yeah.
Because like the Terangrials we've used, the Sa'angrials, sorry, the big ones, we've used those.
Yeah.
The Taint is cleansed. The Terangrials that Avienda identified didn't have any like crazy war properties.
No, the only one that's still kind of left is like the Aelfin and the role that they have to play within the rest of the story.
Yeah, but that's not really a Chekhov's gun. Like, we have to go there. The idea of Chekhov's gun is like you introduce an object and its effect has to affect the plot.
Yeah.
And there aren't a lot of objects left whose effects on the plot we haven't already felt in some way.
Yeah.
Oh, the male Adam. No male. That's the biggest one, right? No man has been Adamed yet.
True.
We keep finding them, and but Rand also got them back. But that doesn't mean he has all of them.
Yeah.
So the male Adam's probably the biggest one.
Yeah. I would say that's the biggest one for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else, but I really can't.
Yeah.
Narafin says the red rod. We need to know what Elaine did. Didn't the red rod just like... Isn't it a vibrator? That makes you lose your mind?
Remember? I don't know. This left very ambiguous.
Wheel Up Time says, Bedbond Balefire, Galad, Birgitte, Fail. That's tough. I'm killing Fail, fucking Birgitte, and marrying Galad.
Bedbond Balefire. I would kill Fail.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would marry Birgitte and I would fuck Galad. Because, like, Birgitte, I feel like, has got experience in, like, communication. Brigitte actually does communicate sometimes, and also in like the bedroom. And so having like a fun marriage that lasts a long time would be better than with Galad, who's like a little bit like just vanilla, you know. Okay. Galad just does missionary, and so I would do it once.
Counterpoint. You're marrying someone who is never going to truly love you as much as their true love.
Well, if they can't be with their true love,
you want to be second choice forever. You want to be like lying underneath them as they thrust away, wondering who they're thinking about?
Well, no, I don't have to wonder. I know and I understand. It's like people who like find other people to love. Like I might, even if I wasn't like their like first choice, it doesn't need to be a hierarchy of choices. It can be I love this person, but I also love this person. Like people who say that like, you know, that it has to be like an order in which you love people, I don't think really understand.
Berserker says, who's to say Clarus isn't Gaidal reborn? Are you a very unattractive man?
Oopsie. You caught me.
Wheel of Time also asks, who sucks the most? The entirety of the Shido or one Cat Swain?
The Shido.
The Shido.
Fuck the Shido.
Look, I don't like Cat Swain, but she hasn't enslaved anybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a hierarchy of bad, and Cat Swain is frustrating and annoying because she won't. Like all I need Cat Swain to do as a character is just try different tactics to get people on her side, and I would be so much more interested in her. I fucking hate the Shido. They're not the same thing.
Yeah, they are not the same.
I'm frustrated with Cat Swain because she is obstinate. And I am obstinate in my frustration with her. I understand that before I get fucking YouTube comments about how I'm an obstinate human. I know that I am. That's why I'm complaining about Cat Swain after 5 books. But there's a huge difference between being a frustrating character and being a rapist slaver.
Yeah.
Important distinction.
Yeah. We had to make it, you know. Illusion asks, Perrin was willing to allow 400 Shadow Wise Ones to be enslaved in order to rescue Chayol. Yeah. Which we can all agree, not good. However, is it as bad or worse than killing them, which was basically his only alternative? Not saying it is or isn't either way. I think it's a legitimately interesting moral question. This question implies that you have to take their punishment into your own hands. This question is kind of like you have to have the mental capacity to know what is the proper punishment to suit a crime. Whereas, like, you know, in real life, we have laws that depict that are created by groups of people, by, you know, a democracy in our instance, right? Like the laws are a collaborative process and not one person deciding either way.
Well, you know how I feel about the law.
Yeah.
Law does not make good, right? Law is bad. Law can be bad, right? Yeah. I think that there is a inherent issue with any system that involves lifelong slavery. So I am upset with Perrin for his decisions here because do I think that there should be punishment for how the Shido behaved? Yes. Do I think that because they have Aiel culture within their military ranks who could have taken over these Wise Ones and that there could have been rehabilitation here, which we have seen the Aiel do for other characters like the Aes Sedai that tried to take Rand? Do I think that there is already a system to rehabilitate people who have done wrong within this world? Yes. And so given the fact that we have a system that involves Aiel culture being the rehabilitators and that Perrin has magic access to those rehabilitators, I am frustrated by him allowing those women to be enslaved for the rest of their lives. So no, I think there is a third option, and their third option is that they have Wise Ones who can deal with these women and who can rehabilitate them. Yeah. And I think that the third option is best. That third option is not available because he aligned himself with the Sanshin. And so I think that Perrin has chosen an option that puts a pretty black mark on his soul, right?
Yeah,
it's a pretty, like, inherently, like, it's an inherent evil that he has committed by allying himself with people who are taking women as slaves in order to save his wife. And, like, do the ends justify the means? For me, no. For Perrin, yes. And, like, the thing is that we're all different, and I'm not in Perrin's shoes. So I don't have to deal with that moral question, but Perrin does.
Yeah.
And do I think that he made the right choice? I think that he's going to have to figure that out in the long term.
Yeah. I don't think there's like a correct choice in this instance, but I don't think it's as simple as they either all get killed or they all get enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
Which I just think is like a kind of an issue with the question in and of itself, because I think there's just more to it than that.
Yeah, and I think that the problem is inherently in working with an evil system, and like the laws of the Sanshin are evil. Mm-hmm. They are inherently wrong laws, and so by aligning yourself with a system that perpetuates inequality upon the people that you are fighting, you are perpetuating inequality in perpetuity in a way that like the idea that just because you are fighting someone from another system means that they should lose their freedom forever is inherently wrong in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
And
to never have access to like free will again.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what the collars are. It's not just like you're, going to prison and you have to work for your whole life. It's like you can't fucking sit down without permission. And that's...
And so Perrin takes the easy way out here, and he has to live with that, and that's life. Like we all make decisions, and look, like sometimes moral decisions that you make in your life are things that you have to live with, and they're it's not clean. Life isn't clean, but
we can all just do our best.
Yeah, and I don't think Perrin did his best here. I think Perrin found an easy way out. And he worked with, not the devil, because there is a devil in this world, but he worked with a devil, and he has to live with that. And I don't know if the books will ever get into it, but yeah, and this is why I think that the axe moment should have been after the fight with the Shayol, so that him throwing the axe into the tree could have been related to him realizing his decision making was flawed here. As opposed to him being like, violence is bad. Let me take this hammer and go enslave some women. You know what I mean? Like there's an inherent kind of weirdness in where they place his frustration with his own decision making. Yeah. Because he then goes and makes one of his worst decisions. Yeah. And it's tough.
Yeah. 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 Rob Ross asks, what payoff from loose ends in side quests and side characters are you most excited about being wrapped up before the last battle?
I just want to really quickly says, Faisokan says, I think parents should have asked Rand for help. The reason they aren't in contact is weak and no longer relevant. Agreed.
I agree with that. Yep. Yeah. And honestly, Rand should be there to fucking deal with Massima himself. I'm sorry. Yeah. Massima is a fucking blight on the world.
This is Rob Ross, right?
Yes.
What payoff from loose ends in side quests and side characters are you most excited about being wrapped up before the last battle? Side quests.
I guess bringing Moraine back is
that's gotta be the number one.
Yeah.
And Morgase's reveal to the world. Because now that Morgase is safe, someone has to recognize her at some point. So, Morgase seeing Elaine again, I think, and revealing to, Elaine, because Elaine being like, oh, you are still queen. And I want the scene where Morgase is like, no, I said the words. You are queen. I love you. I'm proud of you. I made this choice because I knew that you could do this. Yeah. I think that, the Morgase one is the one I want the most.
That's 100% fair. Even more, that.
If Moraine doesn't come back, I'm kind of okay with it either way. Yeah. Obviously, she has to now that the letter's been brought up. Mm-hmm. But, for me, there has to be an end of Morgase's story. Because why did we do all of this?
Yep, for sure. And I also think that the dangling thread of Galad with the White Cloaks, kind of turning against their fundamental beliefs for the good of the world. Mm-hmm. And I hope that also does tie into Elaine and Morgase somehow.
I could see that one tying in during Tarmon. I don't need that to wrap up before Tarmangaden. That feels like that to me could take place during the final battle.
Yeah, fair.
And Galad riding in with the White Cloaks, not as an antagonist to Rand, but as reinforcement to Rand, I think would actually be a very beautiful moment. Yeah. If that turn could happen then. Yeah. I don't need that to resolve too soon.
Fair. No, that's totally fair.
James Gunn, thank you for the super chat.
The super chat.
I like you guys, but y'all have really hands down crowned yourselves as the worst Attack on Titan reactors.
Thank you for your money. Appreciate it.
The worst. I love being at one end of the spectrum. I either want to be the best or the worst. I don't want to be middle of the road.
Yeah, mid is boring.
Yeah. We are not mid. You know what is mid? Attack on Titan.
Blue Sun asks, Nerdy, you're about to read the antepenultimate book in the Wheel of Time. How do you feel about that word compared to your favorite?
I like the word penultimate because it is clean. Mm-hmm. Antepenultimate is
a little more muffled.
And also, the idea of the anti-penultimate to me feels like it should mean the second. Like, it should be if the penultimate is the second last, then the anti-penultimate should be the second. Mm-hmm. The anti-penultimate being the third from the end is very strange to me, and I actually don't like it grammatically.
Okay.
Like, because I think, like, pre-penultimate would be better, or something where the prefix actually makes me feel like it is leading to previous. Anti feels like it is the antagonist to the penultimate, which means that it should be the opposite, which to me would be like the second book, but that's totally semantic and it doesn't matter. Swan and Moraine, this is Skeptical Mario's question, are no strangers to love. They know the rules, and so do you. If a commitment to Gareth Bryan is what Swan's thinking of, would she give Moraine up? Would she let her down? Would she run around and desert her? Do you know what's one of my favorite things I learned this week?
What?
The chord progression to the new Peaches song by Bowser.
Yeah.
Is the chord progression from the Rickroll.
Incredible. That is.
And so Jack Black
is beautiful.
Yeah.
Guys, Jack Black is a
peaches. Oh yeah.
Guys, Jack Black is a fucking
Mario,
genius.
Luigi, and Donkey Kong too. 1,000 troops of Koopas couldn't keep me from you. Anyway,
look, I think that, like, I think that Swan and Moraine both have spent, like, so much time apart and have, like, grown apart in certain ways that, like, it doesn't, like, they don't necessarily have to end up together. It makes sense that they are older, different people now, and that they take the things in their lives as they come. And so if Swan is going to take Gareth Bryan as he comes, then who are we to tell her that she can't?
Yeah. Kathurik says, which weave would you like to have?
Come on, that was funny.
What? I agreed with you.
God damn it.
I agreed. You're right.
That was hilarious, and you just
It was mildly humorous, and I went, yeah. Did you want me? You're so funny.
No, I wanted...
You wanted the crowd to hear you?
Yeah.
Kathurik says, which weave would you like to have as a spell for a D&D character? Balefire.
No!
Yeah, because then I, as a sorcerer, could have, like, another Revivify. If on the turn after my friend is killed, I could Balefire the person that killed it, I could bring people back. Because it would be within 6 seconds, right? So you could, if you knew the level of Balefire for 6 seconds, then you could Balefire your companions back to life. And you could basically have a counterspell where you could counterspell and murder at the same time. It would be a murder counterspell.
Yeah, that's not going to have any fucking
It would be such a... oh my god, we're definitely going to have that spell in our D&D campaign.
Oh my god.
When we do our Wheel of Time, when we do our Trolloc Wars D&D campaign, Balefire to bring people back to life is happening. I'm telling you right now.
God damn it.
Balefire would require a D100 roll. That's fun, Blige Monkey. You roll a D100, and whatever the number is on the D100 is how many seconds back the Balefire takes the world. So if you Balefire someone
for 100 seconds,
you could undo an entire combat. And everybody, like, gets their spell slots back and everything?
No!
It would be wild.
No.
That would be so fun.
I hate it. No. That'd be terrible.
It's like a level 9 spell.
No. Mm-mm.
But there is a Terangriel in the world that allows you to use the spell. So you could have 2 a day.
No, fuck that. I hate it. That Makes me want to cry. The implications of that literally like make me want to cry.
I think that there would have to be like another element to it though, where you roll a d20 and a d100. No, there's 3 components. Mm-hmm. You roll a d20 to see if you hit. And then you roll a d20 to see if you take damage as well.
Oh, Jesus.
And then you roll a d100 to see how many seconds back you go. And if you hit yourself, the seconds back affects you as well as the other character.
If you roll a 1 second, your character never existed. Yeah, no, that's the implications of that are heinous, and I'm upset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. What if you just burnt out your entire magic ability? Like,
we have to have a burnout mechanic in our game. Oh, this is gonna be guys. I'm gonna be the worst DM. I'm gonna be so mean.
Carl, he's gonna be the DM. Don't worry. God damn it. No one's gonna fucking...
Oh, no, I'm gonna be the DM. I'm gonna come up with a mechanic for this to make it a fucking nightmare. And, like, you'll have to re-roll your character if you burn out because you won't have your Aes Sedai won't have the magic to participate in the campaign anymore. You'll be basically useless.
Oh, my God. These are fucking crimes. Crimes. I tell you, no.
Verloke says, are you going to read World of Wheel of Time, aka Big White Book of Bad Art? Oh. Asking because it has some additional historical information about Trolloc Walls and nations, which might be very helpful in Nerdy's Trolloc Wars campaign. I definitely will for that. I don't know if we'll do like a book club on it, because I don't know. We'll read it, and then we'll see if we're going to do a book club on it. Because I don't know that we'll have like things to talk about.
Yeah, after book club, we're still going to do some like Wheel of Time related streams, right? So... maybe this will be one of them. I just don't know if there's enough information for like an entire book club about it, but maybe we'll see.
Fudgy Vamp says, what's burnout? If you ever use all your spells, you burn out. I don't think it's if you use all your spells. Because I don't think that you should burn out on like 1 and 2. But I think that like at higher levels, if you use your final, like if you have 4 through like 9 and you use your final spell slot, then you have to roll to see if you burn out because you've used all of that power.
No, it shouldn't be just casting the spells. It should be if you're casting like a 2nd or 3rd or 4th level spell at 9th level, you have to see if you can control it so you don't burn out.
I like that. Yeah. Anytime you use a spell above its spell level, you have to roll. And the DC changes based on how many levels above. If you're using like a 2nd level spell at like 3rd level, you basically have to roll in that one.
Yeah.
But if you're using a 2nd level spell at 9th level, it's like a DC like 12.
You're just going to burn everybody else.
Well, no, but I'm assuming they're going to be wisdom characters, so you get your wisdom modifier, right? So like you're at a high enough level, you'll have probably like a +5 or a +6. So you'd have to
the
roll.
most you can have is +5 wisdom.
Okay, so you have a +5 plus whatever magic items you pick up, Terangrials that boost your or whatever, right? So like you would still have to roll a 7 or below. Oh, no, but for permanent burnout. Maybe you burn out for the day.
No, you can't do that.
Why?
Well, because that's not how the Wheel of Time works. You don't burn out for a day. Or you have to find someone to fix it for you. Although, no, they couldn't do that during the Trolloc Wars. I don't think.
No, we can do whatever we want. I don't give a fuck.
Fair enough. Fun. Anyways, love D&D. That's exciting.
Oh, this is true. Monkey says, are you saying that Aes Sedai are wise? Maybe we should make them intelligence casters, not wisdom casters.
Fair. You know what? Fucking fair.
Brian the 7th says, at this point in the series, how well do you feel that you understand the primary magic system channeling the one power? I understand that it is what it needs to be for the plot. So, I thought I had a better handle on it until Rand went nuclear on the 100,000 Trollocs. 100,000. They don't have a way to count that. It was probably like 85, but oh
my god, it was only 85,000 Trollocs.
But I feel like I don't understand why the Forsaken are so underpowered now because of what Rand was able to do in that moment. And all of the Forsaken feel like absolute wimps now because of how much power Rand showed was possible if you have Age of Legends knowledge. And I think that I've struggled the entire series with what the Forsaken's abilities are.
Yeah. And
why they aren't wrecking shop with the knowledge that they have. But I've always just kind of blown it off by like, at least nobody on the good side has powers beyond what they have. And so in that moment where Rand was like spinning portals of death and we're launching basically like fucking howitzer missiles into the crowd.
Yeah, I was like, why haven't the Forsaken done any of this shit?
Yeah, it for me, it really ruined the Forsaken's actions up until this point because like Robin should have absolutely fucking wrecked Rand. And like the idea that Robin and Samael and that any of them have lost to Rand now, or that like any of them have not been able to just like pop in and out of Rand's armies and just destroy them immediately, it's made me really question what's going on with the Forsaken in a way that I don't love. It's a power creep thing that I just find like detracts from the rest of the world in order to give the main character a really cool moment.
Yeah.
And I am personally like, I would rather the main character be weaker and the world be supported rather than the main character have this amazing moment and the world around it kind of be like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there.
Yeah.
So it seems as though the voting is finished for the book split. Should we announce that for people?
No, I think that the mods are discussing the voting now.
Oh, I thought Monkey said that it was in the channel.
Oh, is it done?
Go to mod talk. I got it here on my phone. Yeah. Yes. So, okay. The splits for The Gathering Storm are...
Starting on April 28th, my birthday, we have a big announcement, and we'll be covering chapters.
Prologue through chapter 12 is
Great.
The first split. Then we are going 13 to 23, 24 to 35, 36 to 41, 42 to the epilogue. And we are reacting to chapter 39.
Great. Can't wait.
Cool. It's going to be fun.
Can't wait. That was 5 split, right?
Yeah.
Great. All right.
The
yeah.
happy
So
boy.
remember, by my birthday, April 28th, the next book club, the next live, that isn't from JordanCon, we are going to be covering prologue through chapter 12.
Hell yeah.
Albino asks, the question we readers back in the day are theorizing most about, other than who killed Asmodean, was who, where is Demandred? I won't give you the most common theories back then, but where do you think Demandred is hidden? Or do you think maybe he impersonates someone like Semiraj did? What chapter from Knife of Dreams would have been your choice for an audiobook reaction? That's 2 separate questions, but let's do the Demandred first.
Yeah, for a time I wondered if Demandred was hiding within the White Cloaks. But I don't think that they've done enough.
I like that, actually. Yeah, that's interesting.
Like maybe he's like Asunawa or with Asunawa and influencing him in somehow. Or maybe the questioners are just their own brand of evil.
What if he is Massima?
No, because we know Massima from earlier, from book 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just think that
What if he's Massima?
Demandred let the Dragon Reborn escape? I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I can understand that it would be kind of interesting, but I don't see that as the case.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't know if Demandred is revealed to be just not that around.
I wouldn't be that surprised either.
Yeah.
Which
chapter from Knife of Dreams would have been your choice for an audiobook reaction? Mine would have been either Rand against Semiraj, just because the way that played out was interesting, or the Perrin fighting Aram chapters. Because I think the Perrin Aram chapter would have been a really good reaction.
Yeah, even though, I don't know, it kind of fell flat.
Yeah, I didn't love the way it ended, but I think for our content, the moment was being like, Aram, what the fuck are you doing? I think that would have like played really well as reaction content. So that would have been the one that I would have done.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Because the one that we got is a really good. The more I think about it, the more I like that chapter. But it's hard. It's like I understand why the chapter we did resonates so much with the community, and why they chose it because of how it resonates with the community. But as a reaction chapter, the first hour of it is very bland.
It's fine, yeah.
And for reaction, not for content, but reaction. And so like that's kind of the reacting to stuff where that's just like really interesting information is hard to react to. Like it kind of, you need those like pops.
Yeah. Albino also asks, with some plot lines having been resolved now, We will probably see a few character reunions in the last books. Is there a combination of characters you want to meet each other and maybe talk a bit about their experiences?
Avienda, Min, Elaine, and Rand. Avienda, Min, Elaine, and Rand.
Morghese and Elaine is
Morghese and Elaine.
The big one, for sure.
Yeah.
I also would love if fucking Egwene and Rand talked at any point in this series.
No, because next time they talk, they're going to be antagonists to each other.
And that sucks, especially going back and reading The Great Hunt. Like, the relationships that our characters have back then, as opposed to now, I just think that in certain ways now that they're kind of unrealistic because they just need to they just need to allow for the plot to happen. But like Egwene and Rand had a really interesting relationship that literally disappeared.
Yeah.
And I think that that's to a disservice to the book. And I know that, like, as the books go on, things are supposed to get bleaker and darker and yeah, okay. It just is less fun to read without those more, like, human, small relationships and stories.
Yeah, I just want our characters to start coming together because I am... The one of the things about the Wheel of Time that I don't enjoy very much is that all of the main characters are in their own plot line, and none of them are together. Like, Matt, Perrin, Elaine, Egwene, Rand. Like, Rand has Min.
Nynaeve, I guess, is with Rand right now.
Yeah, Nynaeve, Min, and Rand are in a plotline together, and then Avienda has gone off on her own again. And so, like, there are 6 plots, and only one of them has multiple main characters in it. And, like, that is tough for me. I want the main characters of the series to interact with one another.
Yeah.
And so...
And they could with Traveling and Teleran Riyadh. Like, I know, like, Egwene is talking to the White Tower. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping we get some coming together so we don't have this situation where, like, every main character has their own thing going on. And they're not talking to each other about it. So everyone just doesn't know what's going on with everybody else. And I'm hopeful that ends because I personally prefer to read story. If you're going to have an ensemble cast, I like for that ensemble to, like, interact much.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
C. Sarmi says, what do you expect to see in the next prologue? Some White Cloak stuff.
Could be anything.
Some Forsaken stuff. I feel like, who killed Asmodean?
No, that's never going to happen.
I think, no, Brandon Sanderson answers it.
Oh, he does?
I know for a fact that Brandon Sanderson answers that question.
Oh.
Yeah, that was something that we were told forever ago.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, probably White Cloak, probably...
I think that Brandon Sanderson has a self-insert character named Ray, who goes on to be Ray Althor at the end of the series.
I think we're gonna get a prologue perspective about about where the sea folk are.
I love that you just...
Sorry, no, I didn't.
Did you even listen to what I said?
No.
I trolled you and you didn't even, like, pay attention. Thank you. I'm glad you listened when I talk. Sea folk, where they are. That's an interesting... Yeah, that's interesting.
Not where they are, sorry, but, like, their homeland and where all the people, like, died.
Oh, we'll get, like, some context on MIR.
Tamalkin. Yeah.
The MIRans.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed you trolling me.
It's fine. I just like to troll you about Star Wars. Cease Army says, do you have any theories about the Black Aja? For example, who is and who isn't, how many, etc. They've revealed so many now that they could have revealed all of them, and there could be more. Like,
I feel like 10% of the Aes Sedai are Black Aja.
Oh, it's got to be more than that at this point.
No, it's only like 100.
There's not 1,000 Aes Sedai anymore, though.
Scattered around, yeah.
No, like the fact that there's 1,000 kinswomen dwarfs the Aes Sedai. I think there's like 400 Aes Sedai.
Oh, I thought that like the White Tower only had 300 or 400, but like in the whole world there were like maybe 1,000. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't know, like 10 or 15%.
Who would be a fun? Who would be a fun reveal to be Black Aja?
A fun reveal?
Yeah. I feel like either Ramonda or Lelaine is.
That would be a fun reveal.
I think one of them. And if I had to guess, I would say...
Lelaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that happening. That would be a fun reveal.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Yeah. And Caesar Army's final question. Can you rank the nation's groups on their military power? Rand. And then the Aiel, right? Because there's like hundreds of thousands of them.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
And then the Borderlanders.
Really?
Yeah. When they're all together like they are right now, they're a huge army. Nobody knows what to deal with. Oh, the Sanchin. The Sanchin are probably up with around where Rand is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, they've fallen apart now. So at this point in time,
well, no. The country of Siandar is falling apart, but the Sanchin in the Return are still together. I mean, Matt is kicking their ass, but they still...
That's true.
They have enough numbers that Matt kicking their ass constantly isn't vastly depleting their numbers, right?
Yeah.
So they're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it weren't for the domain, I don't think the Sanchin would be that high, but they still have most of their domain.
Yeah,
and
they're definitely
obviously just got all the wise ones.
They're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Sure. I feel like that's kind of all of the armies, isn't it? Everyone has kind of been like brought into like Rand's is obviously number one because Rand is in it.
Well, and the Black Tower.
But Rand can also like teleport around the country and pull in people from all kinds of places.
That's true.
Like Rand can go grab the army of Ilion, can go grab the army of Tyr, can go grab all of those Aiel. Mm-hmm. So like Rand is, and like the Kyrianan army.
Lion Fears Bow, thank you for that super duper chat. Let's go.
Remember, Nard couldn't kill Rand because the Dark One wants Rand alive because he is the most powerful channel ever, which puts the Forsaken at a disadvantage. What? Nard couldn't kill Rand, the Dark One. Oh, I read Rand the Dark One, and I was like, what?
Rand the Dark One.
Is that Rand is the Dark One? That's what this series is about? Oh my god. It's Revan all over again. Oh, fuck, it's Knights of the Old Republic all over again.
Oh, no. So sad. Yeah, I mean, I guess in the beginning, yeah, the Forsaken wanted to keep Rand alive so that he could serve them alive because that was more useful for them.
Yeah.
But also, they say that he can still serve them when he's dead. So they can still kill him if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can kill him.
And Bryce says Shara just rolls up with a bigger army than anyone, kills everyone else, and then rules Randland. I would love that.
Could you imagine?
In the wake of Tarmangaden, the Sharans invade and take over.
Maybe Rand
the Dark One, they beat the Dark One, and then Shara's just like, I guess this is ours now.
Maybe Rand is already dead.
I don't like that. I don't like undead Rand theories.
Nah, I don't know.
I think KOTOR is dope, though. Can't deny that. I just started a new playthrough, Garyon, on my iPad. Having KOTOR on the iPad is amazing. I wish that you could drive so I could play KOTOR on the drive next week to JordanCon.
Technically, we could until we got to the border.
No, you don't know how to... you're not driving on the highway. You can't drive on a road in our community with no other cars on the road.
Technically,
I'm not putting you on the 403.
Legally, I am allowed.
You are allowed to drive. That doesn't mean that you can.
Correct.
What question were we asking? I don't even know anymore.
Oh my god.
From the Death says, as a book reader first, my visual image of the characters largely stems from the book descriptions and fan art. Since you all first met these characters on the TV screen, do you still visualize some of the characters like they were portrayed in the TV show, or have they changed? Interesting. I picture Lan as Daniel Henney.
Yeah.
And that is it. I don't picture any of the other cast members when I picture... No, and Nynaeve. I really like the way they depicted Nynaeve visually.
Yeah, I don't... When I'm reading things, I don't always have a strong mental image of characters visually, which I think maybe is why the clothing descriptions and stuff are a bit grating to me, because... It's not what I find.
You don't find yourself picturing it?
Yeah. Like I honestly don't think like my brain works in pictures.
That's fair.
That makes sense. But I agree about Nynaeve and Daniel Henney. Like those two, whenever I do try and picture them or think of them, it does hew very close to the show's portrayal of that. And I think Rand as well. He's tall, kind of lankyish, redhead. I think that that image hews close enough in my head. That's about it.
Yeah, I picture I don't picture the characters as any real people other than like Lan and Nynaeve, just because we're at a point where like they don't resemble those TV show characters very much anymore.
And everyone just has big titties, so I just imagine titties, you know.
For me, it's more that I picture. I picture like people's eyes a lot, and like the expressions that they're making, and I feel like we've come so far emotionally from where the TV show characters are that I don't know what those people look like in these situations. And so, like show Perrin to me and book Perrin are not the same character at all.
Yeah.
Same with show Matt and book Matt are not similar to me at all.
Fair.
And I don't picture them the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Egwene, like show Egwene to me is so removed from where we are with Egwene now that picturing that actress at this point to me would be very hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a version of them that I carry that is my take on those characters.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like influence, but it's not generally like a one for one, you know?
Yeah.
Belasriel asks, in the prologue, Galad defeats Valda at the manor house that was given to him after being taken from Aelrond by the Sanshin. Who now owns the manor house, given what we know about Sanshin, Whitecloaks, and the property laws of Randland in general? I have no idea.
Cool. That's not a question, but yeah, that is what happened.
No, he says who owns the property, who owns the manor house now, is the question.
Oh. I read by the Sanshin, who now owns the manor house.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah.
You forgot the period.
There's no question mark in it. And so
Yeah.
You were reading out loud. So I didn't read the period. I just heard you say the Sanshin who now owns the manor house. And I was like, okay, sure, they do.
I genuinely have literally no clue because I can't recall what the property laws in Randland or Sanshin are.
None of them own it.
Probably goes back to the state. I don't know.
The Sanshin probably own it, yeah.
Who paid property taxes?
Because Galad isn't trying to own it.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I have absolutely no fucking clue. Rand Elmore asks, which character would you least want to be your roommate?
Loyal. Turn off the light. Just fucking, you can read more tomorrow. Let's fucking go to bed. Like, Jesus, dude. Unless we're not sharing a room. I'm thinking college dorm style. If we're just living in the same house, Nynaeve. I don't want to be henpecked. Nynaeve and Cadsuane, like, I don't need a roommate who's gonna fucking, like, be in my business all the time and henpeck the shit out of me. I'm thinking about good characters. Obviously, I don't want to live with any of the people I fucking hate.
Yeah.
But, like, so I'm taking, like, the Sanshin and Tuon and all those people off the board. And, like, of our people who are, like, main characters, who are the good guys. Is anyone good in this world? But of our good guys, who would I want to not live with? And it would be Nynaeve or Cadsuane.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess it does depend if you're sharing a room.
Mm-hmm.
Because any room with Loyal and would be, I think, a little like cramped.
Well, you know me, like I just want to be left alone.
Don't touch me. Yeah,
Don't tell me not to live. Just sit and putter.
If Nynaeve just was on my case all the time about shit, that's a no from me.
Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade.
Bum, bum.
All right.
I'm gonna live.
Verloke says, what, in your opinion, are the main overarching themes of Wheel of Time?
Oh, you missed one.
No, I didn't. We just did the roommate question, and then the next question is what question?
Oh, I was looking at Rand Elmore. I'm sorry. I was like, the question is there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
I got confused. I was like, no, the next question is down here.
What, in your opinion, are the main overarching themes of Wheel of Time? We talk about this after every book. This was so much easier in the first 6 books before things got so spread out.
Yeah.
And before the gray morality really set into this world.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I find interesting about Wheel of Time is, we talked about this a lot, but the concept of our heroes are fighting against the devil, and like the concept of evil.
Yeah.
And they are working with characters who, by all rights, should be evil, but also are fighting the concept of evil. And so it is this weird the theme of the evil in the hearts of man is present, but spoken of in a way that I don't know what Robert Jordan's take on that is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thematic writing in Wheel of Time without perspective. And I find that fascinating because I think that, like, if you enjoy bringing your perspective to the themes of a piece of work, then I think that you're going to have a different mileage on this series than I think me, who I enjoy reading work that puts a perspective on a theme and asks me to engage with
that
a point of view.
Yeah, like I would rather engage with a piece of media that knows where it stands on it, whether or not I agree or disagree with it, and why I agree or disagree with it. I think that makes for a more interesting conversation as to everyone can just interpret this in whatever way they see fit. Because I think, personally, that's just a little more bland. And it seems like it's like, oh no, this is going to be for everybody because I want to sell as many copies as I can.
Yeah.
Which I know is like kind of a hot take. I know that there are a lot of people who do like writing that is totally open-ended and doesn't bring a perspective to it. But what I find interesting about media is people's perspectives being similar, same, or different to my own. And how they came about to tell this story based on that.
Yeah, like I think like obviously one of the major themes of Wheel of Time is how much of your soul will you give away to fight the devil?
That, yeah.
And
agency, because everything is part of a pattern.
What I find interesting is...
And is prophesized, like...
Well, and you know I don't like that. But that's one of the themes I don't enjoy. I personally am not a fan of prophecy. And so a series that so heavily relies on prophecy is never my favorite. And that's a mileage may vary thing, right? Like a lot of people really like reading about prophecy. I don't, right? I find my problem with prophecy is that you get to the end of the story and it takes away from the themes of the story because thematically the characters did not actually make the decision, because they were going to do it anyway. And so I feel like you undermine what you're trying to say, because by making it prophecy, it is the author's intent, not the character's intent that matters.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
If you want it to be, these characters made these choices and this is what that has to say about the world, then you have to take prophecy out of it, because prophecy is the author. Prophecy is not character. Prophecy is not world building. Prophecy is God on high, which is just the writer.
I like prophecy when you kind of go against what the grain of it is. Like, if you use it in a new and, like, interesting perspective. And I actually enjoyed a lot of the earlier prophecies kind of foreshadowing things that happen later in the book, because it allowed us to theorize, oh, maybe this means this. Like, I enjoyed that aspect of theorizing about it, but in terms of how it fits into the actual narrative storytelling, it's like, yeah, okay, it doesn't, like, super matter the choices that our characters are making, because they're going to end up making the choices that fulfill the prophecies. And then when you go against that and they don't fulfill the prophecies, or it's done in a, like, or you do something creative with that, I think that's super fun. But, yeah, Matt just, like, walking into marrying Tuan, I was like, oh.
Because it has nothing to do with Matt. Matt marries Tuan because Robert Jordan wanted Matt to marry Tuan, not because Matt and Tuan had a reason to get married.
And because he heard the prophecy.
Yes. Yeah. And so when you are... Monkey says, are you against being able to tell the future? Is that different enough from what a prophecy stands for to be more believable? Telling
the future, I think, is different, because whether or not things happen is dependent on how our characters react to what they know or don't react to what they know. So that does being reflected back on the character as opposed to the author. For me, anyways.
I disagree. I don't like guaranteed foretelling. Look, I think that if you're going to have prophecy and you're going to have foretelling, you should have it be like the flicker. I like flicker because these characters experience possible things based on what they're going to decide to do. And I find fate to be boring, because if the characters have to do something because fate tells them to do it, why the fuck am I reading about it? What does it matter? It's gonna happen. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's
like what the fuck do I get out of that?
I think that's why I'm saying like it needs to have some wiggle room there to play with the theme of like destiny and fate. Because if it's just like hard kind of set in stone, then I do find that infinitely less interesting than maybe a character trying to make different choices because of what they know or in spite of, or like how they deal with that information and take it in their stride to either try and change it or make it happen, and how that affects, like if the prophecy always happened as it is prophesized, that is kind of boring to me.
I also think that there's a way that you use prophecies to start. There's a difference between using prophecy to start a story and using a prophecy to end a story. And like...
Monkey also says prophecies that are vague, that they can be achieved and gone about in a bunch of different ways. I find that interesting as well, because it's how the character goes about that. Again, reflected as a character.
One of my favorite prophecies is Harry Potter, because it is the start of the story and it influences the story throughout, but how you get to the end. It's one of the few things I actually think like is actually well written about Harry Potter, is that the prophecy causes Voldemort to set in motion his own downfall, but Harry still has to make choices and actions throughout the story to get there, and he doesn't get there for free. And I think that the prophecies I don't like is when a character is told a prophecy at the beginning of a story that just says like, or that they are touched by fate, or they're connected to fate in a way that it was always going to play out that way. That's where thematically I think it's just the author wanted to do something that usually goes against character. A lot of times prophecies are used to have characters do things that they wouldn't normally do, like the Matt Tuon thing, which is why thematically it doesn't work for me, because I don't give a fuck that fate wanted them to be married. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. The character Matt doesn't like nobles, doesn't like slavers, doesn't like thin women, which whatever, that one I'm willing to eschew that one. But
sure.
Oh, but no, he had to because he's prophesized is super boring to me, and thematically isn't interesting. Having two characters fall in love by writing a romance that justifies the feelings that they have for each other is harder, and it's why Robert Jordan didn't do it. He just said they're married, whatever.
Yeah, definitely not my favorite part of it. But yeah, I think that like prophecy can definitely be a literary trap in certain ways, but that it can be used in really interesting ways. It's again, that in itself is kind of gray. For me, the prophecies in the Wheel of Time right now, especially the ones that are left, are all they're too specific. And so they're not that fun. Like when the Sanshan finally fucking attack the White Tower, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm going to be like, yeah, you fucking told me about this for 7 books. Of course they're doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like as a reader, I'm spoiled on the event. I know the Sanshan are going to attack the White Tower. Now, granted, how that happens could be super interesting. It could be very different. Yeah.
In Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, it hasn't necessarily always been.
The how is what matters, and sometimes the how misses the mark, you know?
James Gunn says, watching your AOT reactions made me realize why you were bullied in school, Lamau. Please do us a favor, stop watching AOT, I beg you.
Thank you so much for your money. Appreciate that you keep giving it to us, you know? I'm gonna go buy myself
but now I'm curious. Why was I bullied in middle school? I thought it was because I did ballet, but you're saying that you've cracked the code.
It's because you're uncomfortable with anti-Semitism that you were bullied in high school. Actually.
I don't. Look, guys, if you like Wheel of Time, like Wheel of Time. I don't like it. I don't. Whatever. It does. Or Attack on Titan.
Yeah, go like it. If you
like Attack on Titan as much as I like the slog of Wheel of Time.
That's saying something.
I'm not 13 anymore, and I'm not in my edgelord phase.
Yeah. We're not edgelords. And so if that's what you want to make your whole personality,
but please keep giving me money. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
This is
Oh my God, my life is so hard. Random strangers hate me enough on the internet that they give me money to tell me they're mad.
Oh no, what are you going to do?
Oh no.
Oh, sad day, tragedy.
Yeah. This is wild.
I love it.
God,
honestly.
I need to just have stronger opinions online if people are just going to give me money for it. God damn.
No, it's great. This is working in our favor.
This is so funny. All right, next question. I don't feel like we got into the main overarching themes much, but I feel like we kind of got into the question.
I think the whole fate thing and like your and the Evil of Man. I think that those seem to be the main ones. Yeah.
Gia says, you get to cast Meryl Streep, Michael B. Jordan, Pedro Pascal, or Angela Bassett in the Wheel of Time show. Who would you choose and what character would they play? Meryl Streep would be Varen.
Varen? Yeah. Varen for sure.
Michael B. Jordan would be... That's tough.
Michael B. Jordan would be Luce there in Telemon.
In a prequel, get to see the strike. Oh, I would watch Michael B. Jordan tear the shit out of the Dark One. Because here's the thing about Michael B. Jordan. He has that incredible lightness to play the hero of goodness, but he is such a damn good actor that him playing the loss of insanity and the second half of that would be like, that would be like Oscar level.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Luce, him playing the fall of Luce in the final shot as he becomes a mountain, like an Academy Award.
Yeah.
Pedro
Instantly.
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, who's a lost child that needs
Davram Bashir.
Davram Bashir.
No, I'm not joking. I think that Pedro Pascal leading Rand's army, being the person Rand turns to as an advisor, I think he's the right age for it.
Okay.
He's sexy, you know what I mean? Him and his wife have like kind of a like real like...
They've got to like...
Where they yell at each other and then fuck. Like, I feel like Pedro Pascal bringing the Red Viper energy to Davram Bashir would be like casting.
I'm into that. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm here for all of that. Angela Bassett. Oh, man. She is so, like, wildly talented in so many facets.
That's tough. That's actually really tough. I don't know where to put her in this. Because you need someone that's, like, worth it.
Yes.
Young Angela Bassett would fucking crush it as Elena. She would be the most despicable. She would like fucking just eat the scene of the White Tower would just have chew marks everywhere.
Yeah.
She would go to town on that place.
Yeah. Angela Bassett, I think, would be an incredible Morghese, but I don't think the role is big enough for her. You know, like,
it depends
I think
on how it ends. Depends on how it ends.
Fair. You know what?
She has an arc.
That is totally fair.
Narafin says Ruark for Pedro Pascal. I don't think he's tall enough. Like, I want Ruark to be I want, like, Joe Manganiello. You know what I mean? I want, like, a 6'8". I want Ruark to be a man who stands above men. And the problem is that the guy who plays Rand is 6'5", or 6'4", or 6'5". Oh, so you need, Ruark has to stand taller than Rand, to me. And Pedro Pascal in an apple box isn't going to do it for me.
No, that's fair.
That's why I think Davram Bashir. I don't know. Early Ann says, have you ever listened to the Robert Jordan interview that was included with the audiobooks? No.
No, actually.
Calix says, without looking, do you know the actual title of the book you just read?
Knife of Daggers.
The Eye of the World?
What?
Eye of the World.
Yeah.
That's the book I just read.
What about it? You just read the first book?
Yeah, because that's what Ravens was in.
No, I know.
Guys, I read Ravens this morning.
You finished it this
Widow
morning.
Anal's Meadow.
My favorite
Do you think she's a widow because of anal? Like
that would be a weird story. I don't know how that would tie in.
It's like a big old bad dragon in the... Rizu Kishefpor, thank you so much for your super chat.
Welcome back to the Nerd Table. I love your super chat.
Oh, I can't read. I love your AOT reactions. I watch your vids right to the end. You guys are my favorite actors to every show you watch. Thank you, Arzu.
Thank you. I appreciate
Wait until the end of season 3.
Yeah, we might not be your favorite anymore, but honestly, I care about being honest.
Aaron Sapphic, thank you for that super chat. I don't agree with the other guy. He was kind of harsh, but it's seriously, stop watching AOT if you don't like it. Just know you're missing out on a masterpiece.
Look, Isayama does not need you guys to suck his dick this hard.
Maybe he does.
Maybe he does. You know, maybe he does. Maybe he's a very sexually frustrated person and he needs that release. But like, look.
I mean,
if you think Attack on Titan is a masterpiece, then I am happy for you.
Yeah.
Go enjoy. I am very, very happy for you. I don't think it's a masterpiece.
And that's okay.
I think that
both perspectives can exist.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of shit wrong with it. So.
Yeah. But please keep giving us money.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching the video. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel.
Turn that notification bell on so you don't miss our season 3 finale episode.
Here's the fucking thing. I get why people make negative content. I get why people intentionally... Look, we didn't set out to make negative content about Attack on Titan.
No, we liked it. We were so excited to enjoy it. Yeah. I get why people
But, like, it is so easy to get people to give you money to hate them.
Yeah.
It's so fucking strange.
Easy. I know.
And so now I'm like, what else can
trying.
I shit on? What other fandoms can I go into and light on fire? No wonder Star Wars Theory keeps trying to set Star Wars on fire. He's got to be making bank.
Because he makes money from it.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Wheel of Time fan edit says, looking back over the Jordan series of books, can you take a minute to reflect on your overall thoughts on the series so far and where it started until where it is now? We're going to talk about that at JordanCon. Wheel of Time fan edit, we're going to put a pin in that, and that's what our JordanCon conversation is going to be.
I hope you'll forgive us, but that's going to be a big thing that we really dive into and elaborate on in more than just one question here, but
we're keeping it more Knife of Dreamsy here.
The whole thing, yeah.
So we'll get to that next week. Rant on More. What fictional character in any universe would you elect as the Amerlin seat? So it's got to be a woman from any universe.
Fictional character in any universe.
I am going to say... it has to be fictional. I was about to bring up a real person.
No. Fictional character that I would elect as the Amerlin seat.
So it's got to be someone with a little bit of chutzpah.
Uh-huh.
It's got to be someone who can, like, stare down Cad Swain, Melhadrin. So I am going to go...
Someone with a gooch of steel.
I'm going to go with Sarah Connor from the Terminator franchise.
From the Terminator?
Yeah, you try fucking telling her what to do. That woman fought Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was made out of metal.
Oh my god.
We'll get your answer in a second, but first, Aaron Safek says, I mean, AOT does have the highest ratings of any show or anime.
Doesn't
and
matter.
Was the most in-demand show in the world in 2021. So yeah, it's a masterpiece.
Because
Cool.
it's really easy for the masses to understand.
No, here's the thing. Thank you for that money to tell us that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. I have no other words. I'm not going to disagree with you.
A London Fog.
You're probably right. We might be in the minority. Here's the thing. I don't care if everybody else likes it. That doesn't change my opinion. I'm happy that everyone else likes it. I want people to go like it. I don't want people to watch my reaction. I'm not even sure we should put out the rest of the season 3 reactions because I don't want to shit on your yums. I don't want to yuck other people's yums. My reactions are just my feelings.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's not even like well thought out. It is immediate feelings. If other people love it, go fucking love it. If you love Crossroads of Twilight, go love it. I'm not telling you how to feel what to like.
But keep
I'm
giving
telling
us money.
you, I think it's shit. I don't think Attack on Titan is shit. I think that it's mostly good, but it's not good enough to justify the reveal. But I enjoy Attack on Titan. I just think that it's kind of sloppy. The people who love it, go fucking... I don't care. I'm not sitting here like, I'm not going to rest as a content creator until all people agree with me. Disagree with me. Just keep giving me money to disagree with me.
Yeah, just keep the money coming. Appreciate that.
But like this is the thing. People are always like, how dare you hate it? It's perfect. And I'm like, think that. Go love it. Who gives a shit what I think? I'm a fucking loser on the internet who cares?
Yeah.
Fight me. Have fun fighting me. But like the hatred is weird. Like,
I know.
I am glad you were bullied in middle school because you don't like Attack on Titan is a fucked up thing to write on the internet. Get over yourselves and go enjoy the thing that you love.
Yeah, I don't know
and
why.
And stop watching our reactions. Just fucking leave. If they make you mad, stop coming back.
Yeah. No, it's people who want to be mad. They want to be upset about things because they have nothing better to do with their time. And so if you have nothing better to do with your time and your money, then give it to us. All right. Sure, I'll take it.
Just Plus Infinity says the masses love the Da Vinci Code. True.
Yeah. You know what?
The answer is Apple. I've never been angrier. Do you want to know how much I fucking hate the end of the Da Vinci Code and how goddamn dumb it is? I watched the movie, got so angry that I went to a bookstore, bought the book, and sat down and read the entire book in one sitting because I wanted to believe that this massively popular book had a different ending because the ending of the movie was so stupid that I sat down and read the entirety of the Da Vinci Code, got to the Apple bit, and it was the same, and I threw the book across the room. I was so angry. It was a full day of my life. I watched that movie at an 11 a.m. screening, and I ended the book at like 7:30 p.m., and I was mad. I was like, sorry. A fucking Apple?
Yeah.
Oh my God! This guy is the most brilliant, religious thinker in the world.
I think it's Tom Hanks.
It's fucking Apple.
I think it's all Tom Hanks.
No, the book predates Tom Hanks. The book was a massive hit long before Tom Hanks did that.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fair. I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm
so sorry.
Because I liked I like the beginning and middle of that a lot.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of cool stuff in the Da Vinci Code.
100%.
And then as a fucking ending, I just wanted the ending of the book to be different because I hated the ending of the movie. And then when I got there and it was the same, And the beginning and middle of the book, also interesting. Like, maybe a little easy and whatever, but like, that fucking apple thing to this day has driven me so fucking crazy. As if this religious expert would be so baffled that the apple from the fucking Garden of Eden might be the clue to the 5-letter word about the fruit of her fucking loins. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Gregory
I had fun with the movie.
Gregory Love says 11 a.m. movie. What type of person are you? I love a matinee. I love breakfast and then a popcorn and a movie by myself in a theater that nobody else is in. The thing about an 11 a.m. movie theater experience
There's nobody else
is
there.
Nobody gets upset with me for being loud because I'm alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like the rest of the Da Vinci Code. I really do. And I like the movie. I think the acting is really solid. I think it's shot well.
Wait, it wasn't an apple in the Bible? It was wrong. Is that for real?
There's an apple in the Bible. Or the fruit, whatever. Yeah.
Was it a crab apple? Now
Anyway,
my world.
Let's get back to Wheel of Time. We're never book clubbing Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code.
That's fair. Yeah, no, we don't need
I
to.
promise you, I have nothing more to say about that.
But it's the apple that fell on his head. I
guess apples wouldn't have existed in biblical times, so that makes sense. Did they even have? I don't even think they had apples in like.
Dunno.
We should book club the Bible.
You do not want to do that.
Yes, I do. We should, guys. Nerdy Wordy Book Club does the Bible.
I'm gonna get canceled so fast. I'm gonna get canceled so
You want to see us make some controversial opinions on the internet?
Yeah, just bring religion into it.
Can you imagine?
Nope.
All right.
The Bible has the most toxic fan base.
True.
Oh my god. Smut Bible. We need smut corner for Bible.
How do you add smut to the Bible? Everybody's fucking in the Bible.
Yeah.
Except Mary.
Except Mary. God, poor girl.
Ishan says, in your reading so far, what has been the most surprising aspect? How much spanking's in it? Honestly, like the most surprising thing is the like weird devotion to how much spanking is there.
The devotion to smacking that ass is pretty impressive.
Partially because in like book 5, I couldn't have told you that by book 11 I would be complaining about spanking because it's not really in the first books.
Yeah.
And so like the turn towards like the chapters where it's like 4 chapters in a row where different people are getting spanked are the part where I'm like, I couldn't have seen this coming.
I think that like the one that got the biggest response out of me was the Deshiva one. Because I was like, what? Mm-hmm. Like that, like in terms of like an immediate like reaction.
Okay.
But like
I dig that.
surprising aspect of the book.
Yeah.
I think has been the absolute like utter lack of like communication.
Oh, okay. I like that.
With the characters.
They have the ability to teleport and they aren't using it to talk to each other.
That is the most surprising to me.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Ranton Moore says, do you think there is a creator actively watching the world of the Wheel of Time? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Do you think there's a creator actively watching the Wheel of Time?
It only matters if he interacts in the final book somehow.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, no.
So you think he just built the wheel and then fucked off?
Yeah.
Fair.
Or that's just how people interpret how the world works, but no one actually made it that way. I don't know.
Vanessa says, which character had the most interesting arc to each of you in Knife of Dreams? Does not have to be a main character. I mean, it's got to be Galad for me.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
It's the first thing that happens in the book, but it's the best thing that happens in the book.
1,000%.
Yeah. The opening 15 pages of Knife of Dreams are peak.
Yeah.
Peak.
Peak entertainment.
Yeah. Icicle 3030 says, is RJ a better horror or battle scene writer?
The battle scenes for me.
Yeah.
If I have to like pick one, I think the battle scenes are what has always stood out to me in this series. He writes them like nobody else.
I think he sets up horror really well. I don't think he pays off horror very well. So I don't think he's a great horror writer. I think that he introduces horror elements very well and makes them creepy and cool. But then he never really does anything with them. Like there's no like follow through on any of the horror aspects of the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
The ghosts, like the one scene where the peddler is drawn into the ground is pretty great.
Yeah.
But
that's
all of the
cool.
other ghost stuff is really bland. And like
well, it hasn't affected anything yet, and so I'm just. Yeah.
The dark one is changing the hallways of castles, which is the most, like, Yeah, what am I gonna do today, Batman? It's like an animated cartoon villain.
Well, I don't think
I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm going to make it so their bedroom is down a different hallway.
I don't think anyone's like purposefully doing that, right? I think that it's the pattern like unraveling, and I think that the flicker worlds and the like portal stone worlds, I think are just accidentally bleeding into one another, right? Because it's this world, but what if it was different? And so it makes sense that the architecture would slightly change based on the planner. And so I think those are just like bleeding into one another. I don't think there's some evil mustache twirling villain being like, I'm gonna change where the bathroom is.
Here's the thing though.
Yeah.
I don't care. And I think that this is where like I differ from a lot of people. Where like if you put something in a story and it is just random shit is happening, I don't give a shit. Like I'm random is boring to me. I want it to be intentional. I want there to be purpose behind it. And if you take the purpose out of it and it's just, oh, this other world is blending in, what does that mean to anybody? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah.
So like, and some people are gonna love that shit and be like, oh, this is so cool. And this is what I mean about like, if you love it, love it. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I get nothing out of it. I find random to be just like, but that's the thing. If the hallways are just randomly changing, I don't care. It doesn't do anything.
Well, it doesn't matter to anybody except that it might potentially be like dangerous, but if it's worlds bleeding into one another, like being locked in a room with no way out is far less likely, I think.
Right now it is a mild inconvenience. That's a little bit silly.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I think it just feeds into the world of it that things are literally falling apart.
I am I am waiting for this series to have the random stuff affect our plot and have our characters interact with it in a way that changes them. I get off on character development, okay? That's what I want.
I get off on it.
When we're kind of spinning our wheels, I get frustrated because that's just not what I enjoy about storytelling. I am not interested in big reveals unless they matter to our characters. I don't care. And I think that's part of why Attack on Titan is going the way that it is for us, is that I'm like, okay, but Eren hasn't changed as a person. This information doesn't mean anything to the people that we're with, so why do I care, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel the same way of Wheel of Time, where like the world keeps getting random and like food is going bad and like these things are indicating that the world is bad, but it doesn't it's not interfacing with our characters in a way that is making me give a shit about it. It is just description of shit. And when you're just describing shit, Trey Parker and Matt Stone gave this great talk about writing, where they said that if the words between your scenes are and then, you fucked up. It should be because, therefore, like you should be writing your story in a way where the way that the story plays out is affected by the decisions that the characters make. And I agree with that kind of storytelling. I find that storytelling the most interesting. And so randomness is, and then the walls changed.
Yeah, I think it's just flavor as opposed to like actually like mattering. Like I said, I don't think that it really matters, except, you know, the peddler like dying, people dying everywhere is kind of unfortunate.
Aaron Safek, thank you for that super chat. You guys are so woke. I bet you guys loved the Star Wars sequels. I did. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, mostly.
I did not.
You also probably think Rey is a great character.
I do not. But here's a problem. This community is 18 plus, and so I appreciate you giving me the money, but it's clear that like
okay, don't do that. Don't. No. Thank you for the money.
We can't have kids in the community because we talk about adult things. So please move on.
Please stay. And keep giving us money.
Please stay and giving us money.
Oh no, I'm so owned. Don't give me another $5 to hurt my feelings.
They called me woke.
Whatever will I do if this person makes fun of me for liking the things that I enjoy?
Anyone who uses woke
how will I survive?
Is the most like cringe person. Like woke is a fucking buzzword, and it's
yeah, I know.
You can do better. I'm sorry, but
I know it's very funny to me. I'm so hurt.
So hurt.
My feelings. And Andrew, I'm also looking forward to the new Rey movie.
I think there's a lot of interesting stuff that they can do with that. That's gonna be fun. I really like her lightsaber.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like the design of it, I'm like,
and the way that it
opens. I
opens.
See more of that. Yeah. You know, like I'm like, give me more of Rey's lightsaber.
Yeah. Yasmin says, I'm also woke. Where's my $5? So, Yasmin, what you have to do is you have to start a YouTube channel with your partner, and then you have to share your opinions online, and people will shit on you. And
then give you money for it. It's great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Our life is so hard.
We truly have it so difficult.
We have it so difficult. The internet hates us, and we make money because of it.
I know.
What is another super controversial show that we could not enjoy and make money on our Patreon from?
Yeah. How else can we fucking upset the fucking right-wing lunatics of the world? Wheel of Time. We're already doing that one.
Well, trust me, we've made our money off this franchise.
What do you think Rand and company will do with Semiraj?
I don't know. Probably torture her. Fuck, they're gonna put her on that chair. Gregory Love says Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's funny. We are gonna do that one.
We're actually talking about that one.
Yeah.
Problem is I have seen it, so we're gonna have to be like, hey guys, this is a kind of reaction. I'm reacting to Nerdy reacting to it.
But I know nothing about Full Metal Alchemist other than the main character has a metal arm that he can use to control metal. Right? He can like make the ground erupt with his metal arm. It gives him like elemental powers.
Don't worry about it.
I literally know nothing about Full Metal Alchemist. I think I've seen episodes of it.
That's why I want to watch you watch it.
Yeah, I remember because my brothers watched it, and so I think I've maybe seen a couple of episodes like 15 years ago.
From it,
but
yeah.
like I was reading on the couch and it was on, so I have no idea.
Drink some Bud Light.
The main character is Edward, though, right?
Edward, yes.
Edward Cullen.
No, sorry.
And he's a vampire.
Yeah, Ed and Al are the two main characters.
And Al is the big robot.
The metal guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Edward is the blonde guy that looks like... Okay, yeah.
Yes.
MJ Bull says Nerdy does not know what he doesn't... I don't know.
Exactly. That's why it's fun for me.
Jonathan Neal says Star Trek and discuss how they are more woke than a lot of people think. Star Trek is the original woke. And if you don't, if you think that Star Trek isn't the most woke show, I don't know what the fuck to tell
then
you.
You're just
the first show where a black woman and a man kissed on television? Nope, nothing woke there, kids! Yeah!
It was wrong. The problem is, like, I don't like Rick and Morty. Actually, no, so people would give us money, because I don't like it. That's how that works,
but
right?
I've seen it, and like honestly, I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's just not as the problem with Rick and Morty is that it's not as deep as people think it is.
And that's why I don't like it.
But like I think it's a really solid comedy that people just treat like it is like mind-bendingly brilliant. And I'm like, some of the episodes are straight up just like stolen from Star Trek. It's the plot of a Star Trek episode with some really good comedy written into it. Yeah. And like that's all it is. But people are like, no, this is the 4D chess of animated television. And I'm like, guys, like they fought the aliens with a song. Like it's not that deep.
Yeah. I think it's definitely how people interpret it. Yeah, I don't know what Rand and them are gonna do with Semiraj. It's probably gonna be fucking Mogideon, where they try and interrogate her and then she escapes somehow and does some stupid shit. I honestly think that they need to kill her. Or still her, but that can also be healed, so... Yeah. I don't know. Semiraj kind of needs to be taken off the board, I think, or she's gonna bite our characters in the ass.
They should still her and then heal her, but have Nynaeve do it. So that she's weaker.
Less powerful.
Yeah. That would be a way to deal with channelers, is to have them healed by the same gender. Yeah. So that it
takes away the majority of their power and they're not a threat. But
you're also not removing that like connection so they feel suicidal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty drastic punishment.
Yeah, you know, they have to live out, they serve like a sentence. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're significantly underpowered so that they can't be a problem again.
Yeah. So Rasween Ayanu says, do you think Rand will actually get to meet with Tuon, and what will be the outcome of meeting or not? Yes, because there's the whole prophecy about him kneeling before the Crystal Throne that I think is going to happen, but not.
But that's the Tuon prophecy, which also might just be some of their, like, propaganda stuff. It might not actually be prophecy.
I feel like there's something to it. I think it's going to be flipped on its head, but I think there's something to it.
Okay.
What do you think will happen at the White Tower in the Gathering Storm? Spankings.
Probably.
Lesbian pillow friend lovemaking.
I literally think that, like,
Aleda and that girl, they're going to bone down.
100%. It's one of those things where I think they're just going to do an internal revolt. Aleda's going to get brought down, and Egwene is going to have made such an impression on the people who are in the tower with her that they're going to follow her, no question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally. Yeah. Yeah.
Gia says, which character would pay for Twitter Blue? Who's the crypto bro of the Wheel of Time universe?
The crypto bro?
You know what? I feel like Gawain would.
No!
Yeah.
This is slander.
Gawain is currently getting red pilled so hard, and I feel like Galad would have a year ago, and now Galad is like, nah. Galad grew out of that phase, and as Gawain is headed into it.
I'm upset with you.
Oh, Berlane is a right-wing OnlyFans girl, for sure.
Yeah. Is like pro sex work, but also like...
But like takes nude photos with guns.
Yeah.
She's a Second Amendment sex worker.
No! Fuck! Oh my god.
Like, you know who?
Which character would pay for Twitter Blue?
Gawain says woke unironically 1,000%.
I think that Balwer would, because it'd be like a bait and switch kind of situation. He wants you to think one way about him.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like all a front.
J. Abbott says Matt, but not for his own name. Matt would be the person who paid for Twitter Blue to drive the stock price of that insulin company down. That was some Taviran own luck to make a single tweet that cost the company $1 billion. That was some Matt Cawthon shit.
Pretty impressive.
Aleda would 1,000% pay for Twitter Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Mordred is basically Elon Musk, right?
Mordred. Depends on which version of King Arthur you read.
Fair. Not Mordred.
Oh.
Who's
Moradin?
Moradin.
Oh my god, I was like, I didn't
They're the
realize we
same
were talking about...
fucking thing. Don't tell me they're not. How well versed are you in RG's writing style? This is Leon. That you will know which chapters are written by him and by Brandon Sanderson.
I have no idea. I'm actually really curious about this.
I don't know because I feel well versed in Robert Jordan's writing, but I've never read a word that Brandon Sanderson wrote other than the prologue that people were upset with how I read it last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I have no clue. I think that I'll be able to tell sometimes, but I don't think it's going to be like hard and fast because I haven't read Sanderson, and I don't feel like I attune into people's styles. I don't know. I have no idea.
Berserker says, before I forget it, here's the obligatory paying for Twitter Blue in this economy. That's funny. That might be my favorite use of the in this economy ever. Well
done.
That one I approve of 1,000%.
That was great. Well done.
I did not take psychic damage that time. Gia asks, so far Randland has been full of creatures that were perhaps inspired by horror stories that we are familiar with, such as werewolves, vampires, Invincible Man. What monster would you like to see next?
The Kraken to swallow up to him.
Kraken, yes. What are the other Universal monster movies?
King Kong. Godzilla.
A kaiju? I want a kaiju. Mal Indio says in the chat, says, what could Cat Swain do to make you think less of her? A lot of awful things? It wouldn't be that hard. I don't like her, but she's not like morally bad.
Yeah.
She just is a pain in the ass.
Do you think that there will be Wheel of Time zombies?
Zombies is a good one. Ooh, zombies.
I could imagine like the fucking...
Or the Mummy.
Dark One, like bringing back...
Luce there and Telamon?
No,
the 100 Companions. The corpses of the 100 Companions rise to meet the bat. Matt blows the horn of Valir, and all of those... The fucking ghosts
Heroes
from Lord of the Rings show up. And in response, the Dark One brings out the ghosts of the 100 Companions and they do battle.
Incredible.
That'd be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Which of the characters from the show do you think will be among the 100 Companions when Matt blows the horn again? Because I think Ingtar's there.
You do?
Yeah, for how he went out. I think Ingtar shows up as one of the Heroes of the Horn.
I don't, to be honest. I don't think that was, like, big enough. Because those are, like, ancient, like, heroes, and I don't know.
I think that he committed an act of heroism while the horn was active, and I think that will his soul will be tied into, and he'll join the Heroes of the Horn in their next ride.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a more heroic action than realizing that you've been deeply wrong and turning against that.
Yeah.
That is heroism to me. I think that the hardest thing to do is admit that you're wrong and turn against the path that you've gone down.
Yeah.
And so I would love it if he shows up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Semic says, where is the horn at this point? It's in the White Tower, hopefully. I mean, the last time we heard about it was in the White Tower. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Masana might have moved it. Light Blinded Fool says, what's your best guess on whether how the tower will be reunited and whether how Egwene will escape? I don't think she escapes. I think everybody else comes to her and she stays in the tower.
Yeah, we kind of answered that with an earlier question.
Quarks Bar says, guys, talk to us about Varen. What's she up to? How does she break the Aes Sedai mold? How has your experience with her developed from when we met her in the Great Hunt up to now? You're rereading the Great Hunt. How are you feeling about Varen from then to now?
Oh, it's super interesting. I forgot that, like, Moraine and Swan almost, like, killed her.
Yeah,
that was very funny. But I don't know.
Which they would have had to do with their hands, which is crazy. Because she's not a dark friend. They can't use the power on her. Like, they could have bound her with the power, and then they would have had to walk over and stab her.
Interesting. We've gone on this weird journey with Varen. We're like, is she a dark friend? Is she not? Is she a dark friend? Is she not? I think that, like, she's proud. She's done some, like, not so good, maybe evil things. And maybe she is one that helps the Aes Sedai come to terms with, like, that the oaths are kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, she seems like that kind of, like, critical thinker. But, other than that, I'm not sure.
Toic says he did nothing heroic. He escaped the consequences of his actions. Here's the thing. I think that if he's tied to the Horn of Valir, then that's not true. Because what is more redemptive for your soul than tying it to fighting the Dark One forever, where you are going to be a champion of the light for the rest of eternity? Giving your soul completely to the cause you once fought against. That's pretty redemptive. Like, Vader gets away with it, because Vader is like, no, I'm actually good now. I killed the Emperor, and then he just dies. Like, he doesn't have to, like, atone for his actions. The difference here would be that Ingtar is giving his soul to eternity to, like, be like, look, here's my soul forever. I will fight to redeem myself in perpetuity until the end of time. That is far more redemptive than Vader's death, right? And, I think anyway.
That's fair.
If in your final moments you're like, no, I'm going to give myself over completely to survive or to right the wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's pretty heroic to me.
No, fair.
Thanasa says, strike at Shayol Ghul. What do you think would have been the outcome if the Hall had gone with Lews Therin's original plan of 7 female and 6 male Aes Sedai working together to seal the bore?
The problem is that we know Robert Jordan said that the both would be tainted. So
we know what would have happened.
That's kind of unfortunate that he actually, like, I honestly, him coming out right and saying that, I think is a bit unfortunate because it leaves the mystery of, like, why the characters fought for the outcome that they did. Like, us having that foresight, I don't know, it's kind of whatever.
Because it retroactively makes the women right to not be desperate like that, which I think is thematically less interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. James Ross, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you, James
I just
Ross.
got done mowing the lawn and wanted to say hi. Did we already talk about anal? We did. We did talk about the anal meadow.
The anal meadow.
The anal meadow of widows.
Favorite place to frolic.
Sonic Sean says, which of the long-running slog plotlines that were resolved in this last book are you most relieved about finally being over?
The Shido.
The Shido. Fuck them. I hope they never come back.
Here.
Which currently unresolved plot lines do you hope to be wrapped up soon? Aleda. I'm good. We've done it. She's failed. Get her out of there.
Yeah.
You have a different one?
No. It's just the same.
With the changes in writers, which aspects of the storytelling of the series do you want to change with Brando Sando? The spankings.
Yeah, the spankings definitely don't add anything to the story. They just feel a little weird.
The way it lingers on the slavery.
Yeah.
The way women are all written to be kind of pushy in the same way, for the most part.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is the pacing.
Oh, yeah, pacing.
I'm definitely looking forward to, like, really getting this ball rolling. Because I trust that Brandon Sanderson did that.
I'm looking forward to the series deciding to move towards the end game that we have been told about so much, but not seen our characters really interact with.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the stated purpose of this story to finally happen, rather than the side quests that, in my opinion, haven't amounted to as much as they've amounted just time off my life.
Mm-hmm.
Chiller98 says, how would Andor handle succession and the passing of power if they have an Aes Sedai queen who may live for hundreds of years? Interesting. I assume it wouldn't change succession. Elaine's just going to be queen forever, right? Or she'll be murdered.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if really Andor can do anything about it, because if Elaine is queen, then she's the one who kind of makes the rules. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I don't know. Because
didn't think about it, to be honest.
Here's the thing. The people who are alive when she's coronated don't have to worry about it, because they will be long dead when she has succeeded.
Yep. Can Balefire affect Golem and or Matt's necklace? I feel like Balefire is going to be the one thing that can affect the Golem, but
I don't think so.
You really?
No, I think the Elf and Ylfin are going to give Matt a way to fight the Golem. Because the wolf head necklace came from them, right? Not wolf head, the fox head necklace.
Fox head, yes, it did.
So I think that Matt is either going to steal from the Elf and Ylfin a weapon to fight the Golem, or they will give him something.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Chiller98 finally asks, if magically transported into Rand's current position at the end of Book 11, how would you unite the world and prepare for Tarmangaden? Oh man.
I would go talk to Egwene, and then Elaine.
Yeah, I would build the Teleran Riyadh Council, and I would bring leaders of these countries together weekly to talk.
Yeah, honestly, like Rand has like no trust in any person, and I understand that his journey has led him there. Mm-hmm. I'm just ready for that to. I mean, it does have consequences, but I'm ready for him to, like, learn that, like, maybe that's not the best way to go through life, and you can't fucking do it alone. I'm just like, I'm already there, and I want Rand to get there as well.
I would pull Cad Swain aside, and I would have a private conversation with her where I would sit her down and be like, hi, I understand that you think that you're right all the time, but I am trying to build a coalition to fight the devil, and
you're rude sometimes.
Min tells me that I need you on my side. But I need more than just you. And so I need you to figure out how to behave like an adult around other people so that we can stop infighting about you, and that you don't undermine me in front of other people. I need you to be on my team. And so you need to make a choice. You are either on my team or you are not. And if you're on my team, just be a little bit kinder. You have a bunch of rules for me. I am trying to follow them. And all I am asking is that you find a little kindness, and you find maybe a way to talk to people that is a little bit less aggressive and a little bit less, that doesn't put people down so much, because it is not helping. You are not benefiting the situation by being the cantankerous old lady trope that is just a little bit tired. Mm-hmm. And so if you could maybe just show up and be a team player, maybe we will all survive and the world won't come to an end. Or you can continue to be selfish and you can continue to act this way, and eventually I'm going to ask you to leave, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it, because you need me more than I need you. And that's what I would say.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that, like, I find the Aes Sedai to be exhausting in how they deal with people.
Yeah.
And I know it does have consequences, but the fact that all of them are too fucking pig-headed to, like, notice that it has consequences is just exhausting.
Yeah, also if I was Rand, I would be talking to Perrin constantly, and I would find Matt.
Yeah.
I would, like, have a direct line to Matt, because I can fucking teleport.
Yes, exactly.
And then the final question of the Discord. Ayn Lazar says, what was Armilla's plan for the Dragon Reborn if she had won and captured Elaine?
Well, she doesn't.
Probably not. No. I don't think she cares about the dragon. I don't think that's even, like, on her radar, right?
No, yeah, I don't, like, Elaine is not being aided by the Dragon Reborn. Like, they don't, I don't know if Armilla knows what kind of relationship they have, so I don't actually think that she would have had a plan. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Armilla was thinking about Tarmangaden. I think Armilla is thinking a little bit.
You mean about the dragon?
Or Tarmangaden. I don't think Armilla as a character was concerned about the final battle.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that like a character like Armilla believes in it.
Maybe
she's not. She hasn't engaged with. We're engaging with that part of the story, but Armilla isn't, right?
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
To Armilla, that's just stories. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did it. We answered all your questions.
Yay.
We full book recapped.
Full book recap.
Y'all, who is going to JordanCon?
Hey, pew 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 pew.
That?
It's just the chat twice.
Oh, I'll get rid of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're really excited to be there. Like I said, we are going to do like an IRL stream. Same time as book club normally is. Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
We're going to try, guys. Keep an eye on our socials. It's going to depend on...
the internet, yeah. Apparently other people have done it before. You know, so it should be fine. Yeah,
definitely follow our Twitter. We might have some kind of a panel thing. We're working on it. So just keep an eye. We're still kind of working through how JordanCon is going to work, but we're going to try and do something.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be fun. We're really, really excited. And also, I'm working on a surprise cosplay, so...
Prasoon says, are y'all worried about spoilers in JordanCon?
Not unless people purposefully come up to us and scream spoilers.
I'm worried that people who are upset that I don't like things about the books the way that they do are going to intentionally be assholes. Like that, I'm not worried about accidentally getting spoiled. I'm worried about someone intentionally doing it to be a prick.
Yeah, I just think that, like, someone would have to have fucking balls to do that in a room of people who would, like, be very upset if they did that. Yeah. So I can't see it happening. Like, we're not going to get spoiled by accident. We're not going to any panels. We're going to, like, find a corner, hang out, chill. Like, I think that accidental spoilers are such a slim chance.
Malindio says, keep notes on what you get spoiled on. I hope it doesn't happen.
I'm sure it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not.
Because I'm gonna look at all cosplay as flicker shit and just not take any of it to heart.
That's fair, because it kind of could be
right. Because like someone could be like, "This is what if Elaine is the Amerlin seat?" And like that could be from the book or it could not be. I don't know.
Yeah, and we're not the only first time readers who are going to JordanCon, and who have not finished the whole series. So I think like if other people are not worried about it, we're not gonna be worried about it.
Yeah. Should we do high-low and then read the beginning of the Grathering Storm?
The Grathering Storm?
I keep thinking the Great Hunt.
The Great Hunt, I know. Yeah, my high, so if you don't know, we like to compliment sandwich this bitch. We're going to do highs and lows, which is how Nerdy used to commiserate with his family over the, the lows of whatever was going on, but also the highs, and just kind of have that relationship. And communicate.
And that is why I introduced that segment.
What? That was perfectly acceptable. All right? You've memorized it by now. My high of the whole book... Man, I feel like I should have prepared this, because I...
Should have. We do it every show.
Yeah, I know, but there's just... There were a lot of good things that I actually, like, very much enjoyed about... I mean, the Shayol being gone is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very glad...
not gone, but,
I'm very glad that like, ended and that they all, like, ran off. But I actually have to say, I think that my highlight of the whole entire book is the first part of the prologue with Galad. I think it's the best part.
My low of this book is Tuon. Mm-hmm. Fucking hate that girl.
I mean, we knew that. My low of this book is that, like, Roland had to get in a little last bit of sexual assault for our female characters.
Yeah.
Before he was then just kind of killed, and then Arm was killed, and that kind of sequence of events I just don't think was great.
And then my high of the book is the first thing, the best part of the book, the first 15 pages. Galad killing Eminvalda and just, like, trying to do something good for his mom, who he thinks is dead.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
It is just that first 15 pages of Knife of Dreams is one of my favorite moments from the entire show.
Yeah.
Or from the entire series.
Whole series.
And
1,000%.
It's good. I don't know how it could be anything else.
Some good shit.
It's 15 pages that I put the book, you were in the living room. I put the book down and
Okay.
hollered joy.
Yeah.
I was like, I had goosebumps. I fucking love those first 15 pages of that book so much. It's it's so well written.
Yeah, really, really, really well done.
Prologue. The Gathering Storm, Book 12 of The Wheel of Time. What the storm means. Renaud Fenoir sat on his porch, warming the sturdy black oak chair crafted for him by his grandson 2 years before. He stared northward, at the black and silver clouds. He'd never seen their like before. They blanketed the entire horizon to the north, high in the sky. They weren't gray. They were black and silver. Deep, rumbling thunderheads, as dark as a root cellar at midnight, with striking silver light breaking between them, flashes of lightning that gave off no sound. The air was thick with the sense of dust and dirt, of dried leaves and rain that refused to fall. Spring had come, and yet his crops didn't grow. Not a sprout had dared poke through the earth. He rose slowly from his chair, wood creaking, chair rocking softly beneath him, and walked up to the edge of the porch. He chewed on his pipe. Though its fire had gone out, he couldn't be bothered to relight it. Those clouds transfixed him. They were so black, like the smoke of a brush fire, only no brush fire smoke ever rose that high up in the air. And what to make of silver clouds, bulging between the black ones, like places where polished steel shone through metal crusted with soot.
Huh.
We do not know who Renaud Fenoir is, right?
I don't know. There's so many fucking names. That's why I had to look at it. I was like, maybe I'll recognize if I look at it. Do we know who this person is, chat? Because I don't remember. It sounds kind of almost familiar, but not. No. I don't think we know him. No, okay, no. Okay. I was
God.
am I just forgetting again?
I was kind of hoping Brandon Sanderson wasn't going to start with new characters.
No. That's a theme of the book.
He's like, no, I'm really trying to be Robert Jordan. I'm going to start by introducing somebody you've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm not surprised at that at all.
I will agree with Sean. The style is very different. The one thing I notice about it that is much more contemporary than I think older writing is the way that this sentence is broken up. It starts with Renaud Fenoir sat on his porch, warming the sturdy black oak chair crafted for him by his grandson 2 years before. That's one sentence. The next sentence starts, he stared northward, period. New paragraph line. At the black and silver clouds, period, new paragraph.
Yeah.
Which is it's a contemporary writing thing to emphasize a sentence by having it be a separate line. That isn't something that Robert Jordan did very often.
No.
So that's what makes me think Brandon Sanderson wrote this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with you there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited to read it.
I'm too. I'm excited to get into the next book, y'all. Here's the thing. I know the slog was sloggy, and I know the podcast became what it became, and I hope we can all be together moving forward on being a little bit more open. But I feel a little bit more open because I think that having taken a little bit of time off has been good for me. I think this break of this month had to just step away from it a little bit. I think that in this, I feel like we should have maybe taken a couple breaks in the slog. I feel like I got a little bit. I think it started to drain on me. And that doing that and Attack on Titan at the same time, which are both things that I didn't love, having both of those kind of be a little bit sloggy for me at the same time, I think was hard. And I just to be honest, I think that I brought a little bit of that mental state into the show. I feel like today was more fun. I feel like I thought this was a good show, you know? Yeah. And so I think that I want to be more mindful of that with our content and make sure that we're not, at least on my part, burning out to the point where I start to bring some negativity into it. And so honestly, like having taken a break, I've not been so excited to start the next book in a while. Since probably book 7, because coming out of book 6 was such a high. Yeah, 1,000%. And I think that it was just stepping away from it for a second and like thinking about the slog without being in the middle of it and like realizing there is stuff in there that I really do enjoy. There's still the stuff that I don't, and like, but it's both things. And I think that part of the reaction and the book club is that it's so we're giving you our immediate thoughts right away, and that can change, right? Like, there are times where there are episodes of reactions where I really like the episodes. If you watch the reaction, you wouldn't think that I do.
Right.
There's a couple in Attack on Titan that I only like in retrospect and that I didn't like the first time that I watched them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to fake the reaction the first time in hopes that I like it later.
No.
I'm going to give you my honest feelings in the moment.
And book club is very same.
But I also reserve the right to change my opinion after I've thought about it a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
And
no, I'm with you there 100%. Don't worry, if you burn out, Egwene can cry on you. Thank you, Sean.
That would be hot. That would be hot. I want to be healed.
Wow. All right.
I want to be healed. All right, let's do some Smut Corner. Let's get out of here. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry. And we must feed her. Feed her. We've got to feed her now. I'm at nerdynightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
The algorithm goddess of the week is Egwene because Ravens was all about her, and I'm not going to make it about Parker Posey because you fucked the 100 companions. Not literally. That would be
hot. That's our smut corner.
Parker Posey will not go to the boar, but she fucks all 113 of them before they leave. She gives them a soldier send-off.
Her stamina is like through the roof.
It reminds me of the end of season 1 of Silicon Valley, where they try and figure out how long it would take to jack off everybody in the room, which leads to the middle out discovery. Because they say that if you find penises that are at the same height, you could jack off 2 penises at the same time by sliding your hand over them, right?
Okay.
And so how long would it take for her to fuck all 113 of them? Assuming she goes airtight, right? Now, if you assume the average man lasts 4 minutes, you're talking about 400 minutes on average of sexual intercourse. Divided by 3, because she's got, 3 holes. 400 divided by 3 is 133, right?
I don't know.
So that's 2 hours and 13 minutes of being airtight.
Oh, that's not bad. She's fine.
Yeah, I think she can do it.
Wow, that was a journey for me.
Jason Renner, thank you for that super chat.
Jason, thank you so much.
We will see you at JordanCon.
See you at JordanCon. We're really looking forward to it.
Oh no, we can't make pins.
Why?
It's too late. I didn't think about it.
Do they do rush orders like next day?
No. Oh well, we'll figure something out.
We could order them for somewhere to pick up in Atlanta.
Fabumoon says I'd divide by 6. How would you divide by 6?
No, 6 feet.
No, hands don't count. So soldiers, no, you can't do feet because in order to have one in the pink and one in the stink.
Fair, yeah.
Your feet. There's no way to do that and have your feet together.
Maybe you should jerk some of them off with 1 power.
Oh shit!
Right?
We didn't think about the 1 power. You could take so many loads.
Yeah. That just throws all your math out the window.
Slick Jack, no, we don't post Expanse on Friday anymore. Expanse comes out on Mondays.
Yes. And Robert Jordan's favorite... Oh, boobs! I don't think you can have that many on you at the same time and all...
There's no way to get the penis to the boobs with having someone in the mouth and someone in the...
Yeah, I don't think that would be feasible. But the 1 power, now that changes things.
Yeah.
That changes things.
Yeah.
Especially if she knows Samarage's tricks.
2 hours and 13 minutes is a long time to be airtight, though, y'all.
Yeah. I couldn't do it.
What the fuck is this show? This is why this show isn't sponsored. Exactly, oh my god. All right, bye. See you guys at JordanCon.
See you guys at JordanCon.